Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer, and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations! You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, breakers and breakettes, and welcome into January the 10th, 2026. Coming to you live from the city, beautiful. Well, it's usually looking a lot more beautiful than it has been this morning. I should start the intro by saying on a dark and stormy morning here in Burr Ridge, Illinois, Chimay to my left, Rob back in the host seat, getting ready to take you guys through our little spiels for once again another wonderful weekend here at Ultimate Autographs, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch family. Hopefully you guys are upright in your beds, maybe standing upright in your kitchen, flipping together some flapjacks and some eggs on a skillet, and getting ready for some wild card weekend football. Chinmay, very excited for that. And I know for you specifically, I was tuning into it a little bit last night as well. We can talk about this. Indiana and Oregon. Yeah. Big time game, and nobody shined brighter in a big time performance than the projected #1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza last night. Looked very, very good for the Hoosiers. So yeah, we can talk a little bit about that, going into that a little bit more. But you know, it's been the it hasn't been the standard 7-day procedure where we usually go without seeing one another here at UA. You did a great job filling in for me on Tuesday night. But how have you been, man?
It's been good. It's been fun. The last few playoff games obviously were fun. College football playoff. Yesterday's game was not quite as entertaining as Thursday's game. But I will say this now. Miami gets essentially a home game to play for the national title. Mm-hmm. Indiana is looking very much like some of these dominant teams that we've seen in recent years, like Cam Newton's Auburn team or LSU with Joe Burrow, right? Like they just steamroll everybody. That's kind of what we're seeing with Indiana. I do think if Miami's defensive players that got banged up in the Ole Miss game, if they're healthy, I actually do think Miami matches up pretty well with Indiana in terms of pace of play. But again, this is just looking like absolute wagon going down a hill that you just can't stop. So it should be fun in 9 days time when they meet on Monday the 19th. But we got NFL playoff football. No game bigger than the game tonight happening in downtown Chicago between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. So speaking of Packers, in that playoff mixer, Jordan Love jersey is hanging out there. Yep. And we need to see it out on the table. Ahead of this game.
There were 18 headliners.
I won't wear it, I promise.
And there's got to be some kind of coincidence that out of all the headliners that somehow made it to Saturday morning, Jordan Love, out of all of them, happened to make it for you. Maybe it's a sign of good things to come. Maybe Jordan Love will be the last man standing at Soldier Field by the end of tonight, guys. Saturday night game, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Make sure to tune into that. But more importantly, let's get you guys well equipped with what we got going on here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. And as we do that, make sure to drop a like, turn on the notification bell, make sure to tune into every single show for Ultimate Autographs. And by the way, starting this upcoming week is going to be the debut of our brand new show as early as Monday night. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Hayden and Robbie are going to be on with you guys at 10:30 p.m. So for you West Coasters out there, which, by the way, it's around 7 a.m. for you guys right now, for those that may or may not be tuning in on the West Coast, that show is going to be designed for you. For those that like to stay up later during the weeknights, such as myself, that show is going to be specifically designed for you. So we're going to test drive that and see how that goes. And as well, since we're in the middle of doing PA announcements, Chinmay, before we get started, we got to talk about the Refer a Friend contest, because, of course, we're going to do that every single month. We closed out 2025 in spectacular fashion. We set new career highs here at Ultimate Autographs. Chinmay, 32 people were referred, and it led to somebody winning a Game Day Authentic for the NFL's all-time leading rusher, who, speaking of headliners, one of those final two headliners left in the onside kick vault series in Emmitt Smith. Now, if you want to end up getting your headliner for this particular series, it's going to be pretty simple. Bo Nix right behind Chinmay and I, that's going to stay up there. So you guys know what you're playing for when it comes to that series. Very, very simple. They spent $100 or more on their first cumulative order. You get $50 for referring them, and then you, as the referrer, if you will, end up getting placed into that contest to win Bo Nix. That will be announced the first day of February. We've been doing it the first day of the following month, so make sure to tune in for that. But doesn't look like we got any pre-fills, my man, but I'm telling you, I feel like a kid in the candy store. It feels almost like Christmas morning for me anytime that we can get a brand new Weekend Warrior series, my friend. Which, speaking of, by the way, I did my usual thing and had a little... I'll be honest, Chinmay, I had a little one-on-one conversation with our girl, Lady Luck, on the Chase Wheel Spin, and that's what she decided to make things today, is the Weekend Warrior, because we got a brand new series for the Weekend Warrior, guys. 21 headliners, 30 total boxes, and I can't wait to get in there and talk about that. But before we can even fathom getting into the show today, let's roll some dice. Let's roll some dice to get us rocking and rolling this morning. So Chinmay decided to switch things up last week. It's a new year. He's a new man. He always goes with the number 8. Last week you switched it up. What are you feeling today, dude?
I'm feeling 9 again.
9?
I'm going
Okay.
with 9 in the new.
Well, 9 on the number, not 9 in your soul, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify for the people at home. I'll go with 12. I'm in a surprisingly peppy mood today, and I'm also in a surprisingly off mood because I'm not even close. It's gonna be number 7 on that dice roll there for you guys. So the guys in the midnight show, the try to think of what Robbie calls them again. The Midnight Maniacs. Yes, of course. How can I forget? You guys were Maniacs last night. Did a great job demolishing that Mayhem series that was brand new. So they debuted a new series, and we're going to spoil you guys on the weekend. So this is going to be here live in the Ultimate Autographs live break tab. So for all 21 of you people tuning in this morning, feel free to click that link right there. That'll take you to the best live break room on the internet. Certainly no superlatives there. Could not reign more true. And this is why. Counted $80 to get yourself into a single box. $160 for the double. $320 for the quad. Already got some action in it. 2 spots in the double, 1 spot in the quad. Chinmay have been bought into.
Yep.
And my goodness, is this going to be an absolutely awesome series to get into. You and I have talked about it jokingly for the last couple of weeks. You said you have seen this person here in the break room before. I have yet to see her. She is open to the hearts of quite literally hundreds of millions of people. She has been the #1 Billboard artist for many multiple platinum hit singles that she's had for nearly a decade and a half now, in Taylor Swift. Arguably the most influential musician really of this millennium, if we'll be honest with you. She has been one of the most influential people in the media space for quite a long time now. And of course, she's now intertwined here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. A lot of it has to do with her hubby-to-be. And Travis Kelce on a custom speed flex down at the bottom of the graphic. We'll talk about TK in just a matter of moments. But an autographed album that's encased right there, that is absolutely gorgeous. I'll be completely honest with you. Looking at the zoom in part of this here, can't really depict and figure out what album of hers that is. But I will look that up in just a little bit unless we get somebody on the case here to look this up. I'm not exactly familiar with her discography as much as I should be. I'll be the first one to admit that, but very excited to have T Swift join us in the live break room today.
Her mother-in-law to be is on Traitors. The new season of Traitors. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only
Donna Kelce.
The only reason I know that ad is because my guy Boston Rob is going to be on that on that as well.
Really? I thought. So Boston Rob was on last season.
Yeah, he's supposed to be back this season as well.
All right. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. No.
Right.
So you do watch Traitors then? Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. So how is that?
I believe they're releasing again. I've gone back and forth when series do this. It looks like they're releasing 3 episodes at a time.
Okay.
So the first 3 episodes dropped on Thursday. So I watched them yesterday. Pretty good. There's a few things that I don't like. Because it feels like they're adding something for the sake of adding something. Is like we want to add something to show ingenuity when in reality the game itself is already like the format itself is already very conducive to drama and sort of good TV moments.
It's almost kind of like gimmicky in a way.
Yeah, it's like gimmicky, but it doesn't really work. Like I'm a fan of the gimmicks that actually work and make sense.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. But again,
interesting.
Still gonna watch the show, and first 3 episodes pretty good.
That's funny. Okay, all right.
Michael Rappaport, by the way, is in it.
Okay.
And Michael Rappaport does not disappoint.
Tingus Pingus. All right, good to see Michael Rappaport. Didn't expect the Michael Rappaport mention, which, by the way, his favorite sports team is a featured headliner. In one of the next couple of guys that I'm going to mention here. Mark Messier on an Edmonton Oilers. Beautiful hockey sweater. Double hockey sticks there. Number 11, Mark Messier. One of the pillars of greatness. If you build a Mount Rushmore of greatest NHL players of all time, you could certainly argue that he is on that list. One of the longest tenured players in NHL history. Top 10 all-time in goals scored. Top 10 all-time in games played. Top 10 all-time in points as well for Mark Messier, the former New York Ranger. Have him here on an Edmonton Oiler. How about the former Gonzaga Bulldog in Chet Holmgren, the number 2 overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the reigning NBA champion, the LOB on his finger, Chinmay, in his 3rd season in the NBA, his 2nd full season, remember. He actually had a Jones fracture in his foot running a summer league game guarding LeBron James, out of all things, before he even took a single shot in his pro career going into that season. But
if you're gonna get hurt, there's worse ways to get hurt.
But it's funny how everything happens for a reason in that. You know, I would like to say, well, Chet Holmgren's injury led to OKC getting this draft pick. Ironically and unfortunately, the lottery draft pick that they ended up getting because of Chet's injury, because they were actually a play-in team the year that Chet got hurt, and they actually ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs that year. But regardless, they ended up drafting Nikola Topic, who has not played yet.
Right.
Unfortunately, a guy that's overcome an ACL tear and testicular cancer. So shout out to him for overcoming both of those things. But Chet Holmgren in his own right had 20 points, had 5 blocks in the deciding Game 7 last year in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. One of the best young players in the NBA today. You alluded to Michael Rappaport. This is the team I was alluding to for him. The New York Knicks, the New York Knickerbockers. This guy was born to have a New York state of mind, a la Jay-Z and Rihanna. Jalen Brunson, a guy that has completely captured the hearts of New York Knicks fans. He actually became the first New York Knicks captain since Patrick Ewing. He was named team captain, a very rare honor to have in the game of basketball. To receive that, a multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time All-NBA player. He has bursted onto the scene. He's averaging nearly 30 points per game this season, guys, for the New York Knickerbockers, one of the most highlighted franchises in all of sports. They are currently 2nd behind the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference. They actually might be third now because they lost to Phoenix last night. So I think the Boston Celtics are actually in second and the New York Knicks are in third, but they are on the rise in Chinmay. According to FanDuel latest odds, they are the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference this season. How about Ray Bourque taking another dip into the NHL pool here? Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Ray Bourque for the Colorado Avalanche. Beautiful sweater for that. And how about the little engine that could? And I don't know why anybody hasn't called him that nickname. He has train tracks in his home ballpark, for goodness sake. Jose Altuve on a gorgeous throwback Houston Astros. Now, if you want to think of Nolan Ryan, you want to think of J.R. Richard, you want to think of Mike Scott, you want to think of great Astros who used to wear this color jersey, well, it's a vintage one that is put on Jose Altuve's back. A guy that has put together, Chinmay, truthfully, a first ballot Hall of Fame career resume. He is one of the best second basemen of the modern era, and he could go down as one of the greatest second basemen of all time. Trash cans or not, I'm not here to dispute that. He is without a doubt one of the most talented players of all time. I personally watched him knock my team out of the postseason just a couple of seasons ago. But salute.
Thank you.
Yadier Molina, sticking with the baseball theme here. We got a couple more baseball guys to knock out of the park. Speaking of a guy who's a first ballot Hall of Famer as a second baseman, Chinmay, I think many people would agree Yadier Molina could possibly fit into that same category as a catcher. As a leader, as a game caller, as a defensive engine behind the plate, the most important position in the game of baseball is catcher. You are the general on the field, and you are the general in a lot of ways off the field. Yadier Molina held things back there for his entire 17-year career for the St. Louis Cardinals. Wasn't the most intimidating player at the plate, but he eventually grew into a pretty decent offensive game, has one of the most electrifying arms of all time from the catcher position, a multiple-time Gold Glove and Platinum Glove winner behind the dish.
Yadier Molina. Yeah. Yadier Molina is he has the same archetype of AJ Pierzynski. Where, like, if you're not Yadier Molina's teammate,
that makes sense.
You don't like him at all.
Okay.
But if you are Yadier Molina's teammate, you love him. Yeah. Now, Yadi was more accomplished on the field than Pierzynski from an awards accolade standpoint.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So think of like an elevated version of AJ Pierzynski in that sense. Pierzynski did win the World Series, obviously, but I think Yadi has...
Yadi did too.
I think Yadi has multiple World Series titles.
Yeah, yes, he does.
And then he's also got more Gold Gloves, and he's just a better hitter.
Now, the thing that hurts is that I agree with everything you said up until the hitter standpoint. Pierzynski, in my opinion, was the better hitter, but in terms of defense, in terms of intangibles, I agree. I don't think it's close. In terms of the intangible standpoint, look, a 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove, 4-time Platinum Glove, a huge part of 2 World Series victories. Now, the funny thing with his World Series victory, he actually played in 3 World Series. Yeah. He played in just 51 games, of course, a part of that historic 04 Boston Red Sox run, where they basically, for lack of a better word, stomped on St. Louis in that 04 World Series. But he was a part of that as a backup in that series. A Clemente humanitarian, a Silver Slugger, regardless. One of the greatest catchers of all time. Now, a guy that I will, without a doubt, say was a better all-around catcher is Carlton Fisk. He, now, biased or unbiased, he played for 2 different colored Sox. Obviously, a much more biased towards the different one. But he would be a Boston Red Sox hit, obviously, in this series. One of the most famous home runs of all time. Will it stay fair? The great call by the legendary Jack Buck in the 75 World Series. Just staying inside of the monster in Game 6 of that series between the Red Sox and the Cardinals. But for Fisk, man, an absolute legend in the game of baseball, one of the greatest offensive catchers of all time. Speaking of one of the greatest of all time, how about the Admiral? One of the best nicknames in basketball history, the former first overall pick, a guy who was such a patriot to this country. He actually missed his first 2 seasons in the NBA due to service time. That he ended up serving in the U.S. Navy, the Admiral, hence how he got his nickname. And I think it was worth the wait for the San Antonio Spurs. A guy that I think has gotten lost to time, Chinmay. Somebody who you could argue was the best player on a championship team. Some people will say Duncan in 99. You can easily argue David Robinson as well. A part of two championship winning teams as well in 2003 with the San Antonio Spurs. A former defensive player of the year. A former MVP of the league as well. You want to talk about the golden age of bigs? People will mention Olajuwon. People will mention Shaquille O'Neal. Obviously, you throw Patrick Ewing in there, who we've seen in the Weekend Warriors series. David Robinson deserves all the flowers in the world. One of the greatest players, not just centers, players in NBA history. I just mentioned Shaquille O'Neal a minute ago. Well, guess what? You get him and then 2 Hall of Fame teammates all on the same basketball. The 2006 Miami Heat have made their way into this series. You can see the 06 NBA champs. You get the D-Wade, Shaq, and GP inscription. 3 of my favorite ball players, guys. You could tickle me pink because of how excited I am just to see an opportunity for one of you guys to win this basketball. 3 of the greatest players of all time for just an $84 opportunity in this series. This is very rare. I talked to Chinmay about this right before we got on air, guys. Shane Bieber fever here in the break room. A guy who was just literally an inning away from becoming a first-time World Series champion. He was a free agent acquisition by the Toronto Blue Jays in the offseason prior. He was hurt halfway through the year for Toronto, ended up becoming one of their better starters in the second half of the year once he got healthy. Looked like somewhat vintage Shane Bieber, but man, when Bieber was on, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Former American League Cy Young Award winner in Shane Bieber. A game-worn hat.
Game-worn hat.
Very rare.
One of the first that I've seen as game-worn.
Very, very
in the UA break room.
Yeah, so you got the hat, maybe you got the rosin in there, maybe you got the residuals of some sweat. Hopefully there's no lice involved. Rob, what is up, my guy? Needs some luck from you today.
We'll clean it a little bit for you.
We'll do our, I'm sure we got some disinfectant behind the table here that we can tap into.
Some stuff.
What's going on, MP? Good morning to you, my man. First comment of the day goes to my guy, Michael Polis, in the chat. He said, I needed some luck from you today. Well, I pulled out that Julius Peppers for you yesterday, my man, so I will continue to try to work some sort of magic here. A guy who unfortunately cannot turn a straw into gold this season in the Motor City is Jared Goff. One of the best quarterbacks in the game of football. I would say one of the most reliable, Chinmay. A guy year in and year out that you can cash in for about 4,000 yards, for 30 touchdowns. He's a guy that's capable of running any style of offense. A guy that has clear limitations as well, but if you put him in the right system, you put him in the right situation, you get some good skill players behind him, and he's a guy that you can win a Super Bowl behind in the National Football League. And regardless, his name could be Joe Schmo, okay? And we got him on a speed flex with a black visor for $84. So that alone, but then you put Jared Goff on the signature there. We're talking about an $84 buy-in for a value that's easily worth over $1,000.
Yeah, you're looking at a big value there. And look, Jared Goff has already been to a Super Bowl before. Jared Goff is the type of quarterback. I think there's a group of quarterbacks where you can, like, they're not necessarily flashy, but you can win a Super Bowl with. Like Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff. They're in that group where they might not necessarily be that flashy quarterback, but they put up big numbers, and they're capable of being a guy that can get you to and win a Super Bowl.
1,000%. And another guy who not only got a team, 2 different teams to a Super Bowl, he actually got one. Got one done, the underdog, the 24-year-old rookie himself. Kurt Warner, baby. Quite literally, we call him the underdog because, hey, he's got a biography or a documentary, more or less, a biopic, if you will, named after him called The Underdog. One of the most beloved quarterbacks, I would say, of all time. A guy that is so widely respected around the National Football League. Yeah. Obviously, the head and shoulders of that greatest show on turf offense. 5 Hall of Famers, Chinmay. Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Orlando Pace, and Kurt Warner. Think of it, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh kid growing up. You get the 5 Egyptian God cards. He is the head of that Egyptian God card right there. Wow, that's the first time I've made that reference here. I'm gonna try to pull that out of my bag going forward. But Kurt Warner, Arizona Cardinals. Again, don't forget, Arizona Cardinals, 2008 NFC champions. Nobody remembers, but I certainly do in my heart. That is a gorgeous custom rip speed flex right there. Black visor. Gives candy cane vibes. I love it, man. Arizona Cardinals, I will say I am biased, but some of the nicer color schemes on lids that we have here at Ultimate Autographs. How about Travis Kelce? Can't have Taylor Swift without Travis Kelce in the headline news, right? Not just in the weekly news, Entertainment Tonight, the NFL broadcast when you get more Swift coverage than NFL coverage on most games for the Kansas City Chiefs. But the big question, Shinmei, is actually going to be surrounded, I think, around Travis Kelce in the next few months instead of his significant other. Did Travis Kelce in Week 18 play his final game as a Kansas City Chief? What do you think?
It's tough because there's a Mahomes ACL injury that throws things into the mix, right? So, like, if Mahomes was healthy going into this offseason, I think there would be more of a reason for Kelce to come back. Depending on how Mahomes' rehab goes, and he's expected to come back at some point in the 2026 season, my lean is yes. He'll be coming off a wedding in the summer. He'll in theory know, Chiefs will make moves in free agency in the draft. He'll have an idea of what the roster looks like.
Yeah.
It won't be for a big time payday. He doesn't need the money. It will purely be to see if they can win another Super Bowl.
I honestly,
I think he'll come back for one more year. I just don't think he can leave after the season that they've had.
I agree with you. I'm not going to add anything onto it because I pretty much agree with you word for word. But I do think that he's going to wait till after the draft. He's going to wait till after, right before probably OTAs until we kind of get some kind of determination on what his status and future is going to look like.
The wedding date is set for June. Sometime in June.
So that right around.
So I think it'll be. I think it'll be after all that. I think it'll be after all that.
I agree with you. Yep,
I don't think we're gonna get a decision anytime soon, unless it's the other decision. If he chooses to retire, we'll know in free agency.
Ahead of time. Yeah. 1,000%. Yeah. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. Troy Aikman, a guy that's been making headlines the last couple of days. The Miami Dolphins have found themselves a new general manager, a guy that they scooped from the insides of your front office personnel in John Sullivan. I believe is John Sullivan, the newest GM of the Miami Dolphins. And Troy Aikman was a big part of that recruitment search for the Dolphins. He has been more or less a special advisor, if you will, for the Miami. A consultant, yes. Kind of like a private eye, private investigator for the Miami Dolphins. But he was more notable for winning, obviously, 3 Super Bowls alongside the 2 other Hall of Famers and the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the all-time NFL's leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, as headliners in this jersey. And oh, wait, guys, there's more. This series is so loaded, we get 5 secondary headliners that are all respective legends in their own sport. LaDainian Tomlinson. You should.
This is.
Here I was going to say. I don't even have to say anything.
This is blasphemous.
Yeah, blasphemous is. Yeah, this is heresy in the break room this morning for LT. He's usually running around in the photoed headliners.
I will say, LaDainian Tomlinson has been a secondary headliner before, but it's been in a series like the Can't Miss, where we had Steve Smith as a hidden gem, Marcus Allen as a hidden gem. Those guys are photoed headliners in almost every other series.
Yep.
And I get that there's a lot of other awesome photoed headliners in this series. LaDainian Tomlinson is a photoed headliner for sure in this type of series. Our guys do a great job building the series back there. This is.
I will say
this is a tough one.
That is an interesting. I have never actually had a conversation with some of our guys that actually put these together and say like, well, what's like the brain trust? What's like the consensus where we go around? Like, is it like a democratic thing? Like, do you guys come together and be like, okay, this is a lock for photo, this is a lock for secondary, this is a lock for hidden.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Because hey, I agree. 06 MVP is a guy that you and I, as a kid, would like to call glazing for his incredible talents. And if you guys watched LT play at your peak, which I know many of you did, you would understand how absolutely dominant LaDainian Tomlinson was.
If you watch, and again, like whether you're an LT fan or not, watch his football life documentary from NFL Films.
Awesome.
You'll just fall in love with LT the person. You already love LT the football player. You'll fall in love with LT the person, and
very
that's what
charismatic.
Adds to that's what adds to like the persona and the aura of LT.
Speaking of dominance, by the way, Evander Holyfield lost just one fight in his pro boxing career. Secondary headliner as well. That's going to be a part of the boxing category because, again, guys, keep in mind, Weekend Warriors, for those that are familiar, it's not your traditional 8-divisional break. It is a 8-divisional break, but it's not the NFC and AFC, obviously, with the multitude of sports. It's a hodgepodge of different divisions.
It's teams.
It's different teams that we're going to have from different sports.
Which is actually a great benefit because a lot of times what we see in the break room, when you get put into like a division, you end up getting you get put in the right division, right? Like you end up in the NFC North, let's say, and you're a Bears fan. You get put in that division, you're like, all right, it's like I get the right division. I got a chance at Bears memorabilia, and then you end up getting either Packers, Lions, or Vikings. It's like, oh, it's my rival team. Like, it's still a great item, but it's my rival team. You know, I can't really, I don't really want to display this. What do I do? In the Weekend Warrior, it's totally different. It is the actual teams. So if you're a fan of any of these teams and you get into that spot, it's not like you're potentially going to end up with your rival's gear. You're going to end up with that team's gear.
100%.
Because that's how the breaks are lined up. So that's, again, another benefit of this series as opposed to some of the other ones.
Keep in mind, guys, single, double, and quad all still up and good to go. Every single box is available in this series.
This is when you go double and quad.
100%.
This is when you go double and quad. When full complement of headliners, 20 headliners, by the way, in 30 boxes, 67% chance at a headliner right off the gate.
Yeah.
This is when you go doubles and quads. Now is not the time to jump in the single. This is when you go doubles and quads. Gives you the opportunity to win multiple headliners from just one spot.
And obviously, like Chinmay just said, we have all 30 boxes, quad up opportunities. We try to do our best to evenly distribute all 8 different divisions with at least 3 to 4 to maybe even 5 or 6 opportunities in different divisional spots. So we'll end up seeing how that breaks down because we are already halfway there and not looking back anytime soon in that double box break. 4 boxes have already, or 4 spots, have already been bought into in that double box break. 7 to go in the quad, 7 to go in that single. Last 3 secondary headliners, Chinmay, because believe it or not, we actually do have a few other series to get into. This obviously being the primary emphasis, of course. 3 other secondary headliners. Manny Ramirez, one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. Started off as a Cleveland Indian, and then eventually became much more noteworthy in his tenure with the Boston Red Sox. A 2-time World Series champion, 04 World Series MVP. Went up against Yadier Molina. Guy, that's a photo headliner in this series on the lid. Over 500 career home runs. Not a Hall of Famer because of, obviously, his reasons for getting to 500-plus home runs and being associated to the juice on the side. But don't let that deter you from Manny Ramirez. If you watch Manny Ramirez at his peak, one of the most dominant hitters, one of the most feared hitters of all time.
Played in Chicago for a little bit, too.
His only home run in Chicago off of Max Scherzer. We'll never forget it. White Sox were wearing their halfway to St. Patty's Day jerseys. They had green. They had their traditional white home jerseys with green pinstripes. Took Max Scherzer deep to left field. We'll never forget that game. Obviously, the most notable part of his career, former Tampa Bay Ray as well. Manny Ramirez, a lot of different stops for Manny along the way. Dr. J and Julius Erving, one of the most influential basketball players of all time. He dominated in the ABA. He won an NBA championship in 1983 and an MVP as well in the NBA. Scottie Pippen, Reggie Miller, Clyde Drexler, all guys who attribute their careers to watching Julius Erving and modeling their games after Dr. J. For those that watched Scottie Pippen in the 90s, his freakish athleticism and transition, you could see that easily emulate from Julius Erving. The cradle dunks that you see from Michael Jordan, they started because of Dr. J.
Yeah.
He was really him and David Thompson were the first 2 guys who came from the ABA, translated to the NBA, and played above the rim as serious guards and small forwards who actually played above the rim as dunking threats. One of the greatest players of all time. And Cody Rhodes, one of the most colorful people in the wrestling business here in the secondary headliners as well, guys. Again, 20 headliners. Now it's down to 20. So it was at 21. Now it's at 20. So I guess that auto-corrected itself. 20 headliners, 30 boxes, halfway there in the double box breaks to go. Alts and throwbacks. Since it's the next one up, let's talk about it. This is one of 2 series, Chinmay. Exact same headliners, exact same box odds. This and the playoff mixer. 1 headliner, 4 boxes to go. Final headliner that is in this Alts and Throwbacks is that Baker Mayfield, this is a jersey on the creamsicle. I think many of us are surprised that they are not playing the LA Rams today. With the way that they started off the season. And again, it's not like it exactly took a historic run for anyone to win the NFC South this year. Carolina, obviously, an 8-9 record. But hey, shout out to Dave Canales, shout out to Bryce Young, Ted McMillan and company. They certainly earned their way in a very, very surprising fashion to earn themselves that NFC South title. But that broke a 4-year divisional streak for Baker Mayfield and company down in South Beach. So that'll be an interesting question, Chinmay, because Tampa Bay going forward, Todd Bowles didn't make himself very endearing to the press down the stretch with basically...
Todd Bowles survived.
Yeah.
Amidst a lot of other firings around him.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was probably, out of all the guys on the hot seat, it really goes to show you, one, the different strategies and thought processes of front offices, and two, you can really see the relationships and the tenure and how different things are looked at inside of organizational structures. But for me, injuries play a large factor in it, as they do for the NFL and every single team. But for them to just dissolve in the way that they did, there's got to be a level of accountability. And understandable, the guy who's the headliner in the series, we know how great Baker Mayfield is when he's healthy. It was very clear and evident that Baker Mayfield was playing through, because he had a couple of shoulder impingements.
At the end of the season, yes. At the end of the season, yes. They had kind of started their slide before the Baker injury. I think it's tough because Todd Bowles, after the Falcons game on Thursday night, which, by the way, last week I did say I think the Bucs will win against the Panthers, which they did, but I also then said the Falcons would win against the Saints.
Yes, you did.
To then give Carolina the division, and Carolina is playing the LA Rams today in what should be an interesting game. Rams are big favorites, but
shocking spread.
But there is going to be a little rain in the forecast out in Charlotte, so
it's going to be muggy.
Could be a little sloppy there. The last time the Rams played in Charlotte, Devontae Adams injured his hamstring. He's expected to be back today. No limitations for him, but the weather played a factor in that other game as well.
Exactly.
Back to the Bucs, though. I don't think, Todd Bowles after the Falcons game basically said, the coaches have done everything that they can up to this point. It's now up to the players. And to a certain extent, I do agree with that. I think the players just kind of lost focus after a good start and just let things slide and always felt we can get it back. Guys are coming back. We'll be healthy again. We'll just find our mojo again. And they never really did. I don't think that Todd Bowles is necessarily the guy to bring them back to the level of contention that we thought they would be at.
Yeah.
But I also agree with the thinking that they need to see how this roster performs when they're at 100%. One interesting name that I would watch out for their offensive coordinator opening, a guy who is on the market, Cliff Kingsbury, because he, I believe, worked with Baker at Texas Tech for a little bit.
He did. So that connection is definitely there.
There.
Yep, and obviously Cliff Kingsbury got I don't want to say a lion's share of the credit, but he did get a overwhelming majority of helping Jaden Daniels obviously ascend to a superstar rookie status.
And we know Cliff's head coaching record and the drawbacks.
And look,
we know that.
Him being a head, here's the thing. Him being a head coach in his time at Texas Tech.
It's a no-go.
Him as I agree. Look, me again with my Cardinals.
Yeah.
I saw myself. He is the guy that refuses to make adjustments. Especially in the second half of games, he really struggled. But I will tell you this, and especially seeing what the offenses looked like past Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona, he knows how to design an offense around players. When give him a little time to fester inside of a system, and he can create something.
If it's strictly offense, Cliff Kingsbury knows ball.
Yeah.
That's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
It's the head coaching stuff that he can't really do.
I cannot disagree.
All his teams have faded in the second half of seasons every single time. We know this. He doesn't need to be a head coach, but he's one of the top offensive coordinator candidates. I'd be interested to see him in Tampa Bay.
It sounds like a good fit and a guy that's, for some reason, and look, we'll get into this too because, guys, It's playoff weekend. Chinmay and Rob here with you. Ultimate Autographs. Looking for our first break of the morning, guys, if you're just tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
We're 4 to go in the minis and 4 to go in that Weekend Warrior double.
All right, wonderful. So we're halfway to go in each one of those. The minis have a surplus of headliners we'll get to in just a moment. But we're going to, because the weekends, I like to say that you're able to...
We're also 4 to go in a quad box for the At the Rave mixer, which I'm sure that you'll get into in a little bit.
Got it pulled up right here.
But yeah, we are 4 to go in the At the Rave.
Yep, and...
quad. 4 to go in the At the Rave quad, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, and like being at a rave, it's definitely a party-type feeling here. And if you want to end up partying to the tunes of our guy in Jordan Love, you certainly can. The photoed headliner in this series. There are two spots bought into in this quad box break, $336 value.
Yeah.
This is the playoff football mixer. Now, I am going to look at this for you guys right here, just to end up looking and seeing this to see where we are currently saddled with our playoff entries for what we have for this series. So, so the playoff series spins. If you see your name in this category right here, because again, guys, this starts today. So Chinmay, with this playoff series, was this here on Tuesday when you were here? I don't believe it was.
What was it? Was it the Pro Bowl? No, this playoff mixer, it was not. Sorry,
okay,
no.
So looking at the playoff wheel, let's see what teams we have left on the playoff
Packers are
wheel.
left. I don't see Packers on there.
Yeah, so we actually have, guys, we have 4 boxes. One, you're going to get a Jordan Love headliner jersey out of this quad. Somebody's going to. And then, Chinmay, we have 3 other teams that are available. You have the LA Chargers, the Green Bay Packers, your Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, Chargers are also not
and the
there.
Denver Broncos.
Broncos, yeah.
So I'll explain this in just a second because we got our friend Daniel in the chat. Oh, what's going on, Daniel? Good morning to you, my friend. He said, first time here. I like the look of your products, but my luck would be I would get something from a team I dislike, like the Packers. Uh-oh. Might want to shut your eyes to that one.
He's a Vikings fan. I get it.
I'm a Vikings fan. So if I'll be completely transparent with you, Daniel, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. Again, I will drop you a link to the live break page real quick. And as you can see here, as I'm sure you've already figured out, I'm sure you've already played in other break rooms previous to this, you're joining a win authentic signed memorabilia for a fraction of the cost. That is our tagline here at Ultimate Autographs. And again, you're buying divisional break spots here in our break room. But I will tell you this. If you end up going to our search bar at the very top of the website, you can actually buy specific memorabilia from a team on our online retail store. So if you type in Minnesota Vikings, which I will do here, and you will end up looking this up, you can actually get this for the exact same price on here. So boom, Randy Moss camo speed mini helmet, Adrian Peterson Eclipse mini helmet, which by the way, an Eclipse mini helmet I haven't seen on an Adrian Peterson get pulled out here before. So sometimes we actually have exclusive stuff. I haven't seen this Adrian Peterson sign poster either. So there are some very, very cool and exclusive things that we have on our online store. But of course, if you play in our live breaks, the cost to get in a chance to win these are obviously much less.
Much less.
Because you're obviously not getting a guaranteed
item.
Yeah.
I would also say that if you do get something from a team that you don't like, because that happens a decent amount to people who play in these breaks, they get a item from a team that they're not necessarily a fan of. You can trade that. Because, like you said, you're a Vikings fan, but there are Packers fans in the room. There are Bears fans in the room. There's Cowboys fans in the room. There's 49ers fans in the room. If you get an item that you don't necessarily like, but there's people who are fans of that team, they might be willing to trade you something. Maybe a Packers fan gets a Vikings item. Maybe a Vikings fan gets a Packers item. You can engineer that sort of trade amongst yourselves once you get those items. So it's not necessarily... that you get something that you don't like, all of a sudden you're screwed, right? You can trade that because there's a good community here that trades and deals with these things, and is a widespread. We're widespread across the fan bases.
That's an awesome way to segue into this. And Mickey, good morning to you, Mr. Lucero. Simply put, Mickey, do mystery boxes go through the breaks or no? So interesting timing to actually ask this question. So. Quite literally, before going into this year, the answer was yes. But now going forward into 2026 and beyond, the only mystery box that we open up on air is our headliner package, which currently is not built. A headliner package is a near $2,000 value, which you would get opened up on air for a mini helmet, a jersey, a replica helmet, and a full-size Game Day Authentic helmet. Again, that is not available. We have our Black Box Personal Mini and our Black Box Personal Jersey as well. That, I will show you guys this real quick on the website there for you. And Daniel says, how do you trade it? As soon as I show this, go ahead.
Trades go through. So you would go through it individually, right? So let's just say, Daniel, hypothetically, you're in the breaks, you win an item. That item will then get sent to you. You could come back in the chat during one of the shows and say, oh, I have XYZ available for trade, looking for XYZ in return. And if somebody has it, you guys can exchange information, figure it out amongst yourselves, whether you want to trade or not.
Yeah.
So you would have to win an item, but then it comes down to, doing it amongst yourselves with that. But you can always chime in during a show and say, I have, this and that to trade. So that's where we go. Brett Kelly says, good morning, guys. Brett is a Bears fan. Who do you have to win the college football championship between Indiana and Miami? I'm going to look. I'm probably going to. I have avoided betting on the college football playoff because of the nature of college football.
It's probably a smart thing to say, but as you're looking that up, Brett, you and I, me and Sidney will get to that question for you in just a second. Mickey, this is for you, my friend. Again, Black Box Mystery tab here. So these will get sent directly to your address. You have a chance. Any one of these guys are going to be, and again, this is the fun part about the mystery box, hence the name of the series. This will get sent directly to your address. You have a chance for any one of these modern or all-time legends that are a part of this series. Is obviously is applicable for the mini box as well. So a mini is going to be sent to you as well for this value. And the great thing about Ultimate Autographs, you get free shipping on every single item that is either purchased or won here in the UA Live Break Room. So go ahead.
Michael's saying that I'll get to the Indiana Miami stuff because I do want to talk about it.
Absolutely, yeah. But
Michael's saying, did we open anything yet? What's on deck? So we haven't opened anything yet, but we are 4 to go in the Weekend Warrior double. Again, brand new series, the Weekend Warrior, weekend exclusive series, completely loaded, 20 headliners and 30 boxes. So that is 4 to go in that double box. We should be able to get that opened up here to start things off. The At the Rave quad box with 5 headliners still. That's 4 to go in that quad. We could open up 4 boxes in that At the Rave mixer, and then we are 4 to go as well in the double in the minis. And the minis is an automatic double box break. We're 4 to go in those minis as well, which Michael, I see that you're in there as well. So hopefully we get some more spots in the minis. We get some more spots in that Weekend Warrior double. We get some more spots in that At the Rave quad. And we at least knock out those breaks here in the 9 a.m. show.
Which I have absolutely no doubt that we will. And Brett, again, I hate to keep putting your question on the back burner, my friend, but I do want to reiterate this because I do have this pulled up. Again, guys, 1 headliner, Jordan Love jersey left in that playoff mixer, and that is going to be a quad. 6 spots left, $336 value. Wanted to show this to not just you guys, but Chinmay, and explain to every single one of you guys how this is going to work. So it's not just the Jordan Love that you are playing for. Out of the 3 hidden gems that we have left available in this series, we have 3 playoff teams that are left. This is why this is important for you guys. Whoever ends up winning any one of those 3 hidden gem items is going to have a chance to enter yourself for a chance to have that as your playoff team.
Yeah.
Here's the caveat. If that team ends up getting selected past their playing time today, so for example, we have Green Bay, Denver, and the LA Chargers that are still available. Make sure that you get into this series before 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Because if Green Bay...
That Packers one needs to be going today.
That needs to be going today. So here's the caveat with that. There are 14 boxes in this series. There are 3 left because there's 14 teams in the playoffs. That will give you a chance to have a randomly assigned playoff team. If your team advances, Chinmay, you will be issued store credit. The store credit amount for each round are as follows. $100 for advancing past the wild card, $200 for the divisional, $400 for advancing past the championship round, and if you win the whole grand poobah, if your team is holding up the Lombardi at the end of the season in February, you get a 4-digit number sent to your UA account, $1,000 in UA store credit. I have never seen us do something outside of our fantasy championship winner that we did, which I believe was $2,000.
Okay.
That we sent in terms of UA store credit. which is basically the equivalent of a headliner package,
Yeah.
which is just insane to begin with. But $1,000 UA store
Yeah.
credit for just getting a random championship and something that you can get into the series. Now, in this situation, it's a quad that you got to buy into, but everybody that's over here, like, for example, today, this is where the fun part of the series kicks in. Me and Robbie were going through because we actually had a lot of these that we actually ended up putting in ourselves. Like, for example, Timothy Edgett tomorrow, Buffalo Bills. He's going to be staring Christopher Leone straight in the face. He's like, Christopher, big dog, let's see how your Jacksonville Jaguars do, because that ended up being his team. For example, your team tonight on the Green Bay Packers. Who's going to oppose your Packers? Michael Arnett has the Bears. He is waiting for the Packers to go up against him. So if Michael Arnett does not end up having a Packer tonight and that does not get bought into, he's going to automatically get $100 by default for advancing past the divisional round because, there's nobody there. There's nobody there to go up against. Michael said, I'm eyeballing that Bears Peppers lid. It looks great next to my Panthers rave. Michael, dude, definitely look at that Weekend Warrior. 20 headliners, 30 boxes. I'll go back into that in just a sec. Daniel said, so does each series need to be sold out before it goes up for selection during the live break?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. All the spots need to be bought into in that particular break so that it does get opened on the air. That's how the breaks work. So I was looking at the spread of Indiana and Miami.
Yes.
And it's 7.5.
Okay.
I do think there will be more money coming in on Indiana as we build towards the playoff. I don't know how much the line will move itself. I'm leaning towards, so Miami has three pretty big injuries. Akeem Mesidor got hurt in the playoff game against Miami or Ole Miss. I think they had one more injury on the defensive line. I think it was Moten. Yeah. Moten got hurt on like the first play defensively against Ole Miss. And Xavier Lucas and Jacoby Thomas both were banged up a little bit. So that's 4 defensive starters against a very good Indiana team. I would need to wait for some of those injury reports to come out before saying with any sort of confidence that I would lean one way or the other. But that being said, I do think Miami in their home stadium matches up well with Indiana. You look at the teams that Indiana has played that they have kind of rolled over. Alabama wants to play quick, wants to be up tempo, thrives off explosive plays. Oregon wants to play quick, wants to be up tempo, thrives off explosive plays. Ohio State wants to play quick, up tempo, thrives off explosive plays. Miami is not like that. Miami does not play like that. Miami is run the football, control the lines of scrimmage, play defense, do not make Carson Beck do too much. Miami has some great offensive players too, right? Malachi Toney is going to be a superstar receiver. Mark Fletcher is a good running back. Mm-hmm. Beck can make good throws. Some of their other guys have stepped up. If this game wasn't in Miami, I would probably lean towards Indiana, but I think I have to take Miami spread. I would at least take Miami on the spread. I may consider a sprinkle on Miami money line because of the atmosphere. But I do think the Hurricanes match up well against Indiana. I would lean Hoosiers winning, but Miami covering. But that's just my lean right now. Depending on where the line actually shifts and how, bets come in over the next week, I could adjust things. But I would lean that Indiana wins, but Miami covers in a close game. That's where I think I would go.
I honestly just liked your analysis earlier when you were just like how Indiana just steamrolls teams, which is what they've done all season long. And look, I mean, depending on the matchups, obviously now in this current college football format, again, I'm not going to step it on any toes or outspeak my boundaries like I'm a college football guru. I don't have the level of depth and analysis that you do when it comes to college football, but what I do know is that the playing field is definitely different. It's much more open and widespread than it's ever been before. However, with that being said, if you have two different teams with two contrasting play styles like Miami and Indiana, I do find it interesting in a national title game for a total to be under 50, but a spread to be by more than one score.
Yeah, because Miami plays that way.
Yeah.
That's how Miami plays, and that's not the there's a formula against some teams that just gives them a little bit of trouble. Like Indiana, they're healthy and they don't make mistakes. So that formula, when you're up tempo, explosive, trying to make big plays, those don't hit every single time. It's extremely volatile when those connect or not. And against a fundamentally sound team like Indiana, they're going to pounce on those mistakes. Miami doesn't play that way. They don't play gunning for explosives, up tempo, we're going to get into a shootout with you. They don't play that way, and they're playing at home. The atmosphere is going to be it's going to be largely Miami fans. This is the biggest game in Indiana history. It's the biggest game in Miami history in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pent up sort of juice in Hurricane Nation, right? So there's a lot of energy in this for this game for a reason, for a good reason.
Ride
too.
the Michael Irvin Hurricane with.
Yeah. So I think Indiana is the better team. And if Miami's not healthy, then it doesn't really matter, especially on defense.
For sure.
Right? Miami's 4 defensive starters are potentially banged up. If all those guys play, it's obviously great. I think at least 3 of them need to play because Moten, it looked like a bad injury. So I would think at least 3 of those guys need to play for Miami to have a legitimate shot. But I do think they have a legitimate shot because of their play style and because it's a home game for them.
Now, as somebody that I will be able to tell here, and I'll go with I'm just going to go with Indiana because I think it's manifest destiny. It's been one of the best Cinderella runs that we have seen in recent college football history. Again, I'm just listening to the masses on what people say. They have the consensus #1 overall pick. They've had such a dominant offense year in and year out. So I would lean the 7.5. And by lean, I mean basically blindfolded, throwing a dart, hoping to hit a bullseye. But that sometimes is betting in a nutshell, right? Now, for our guy Daniel in the chat who said, so any tips or suggestions on what break type I should try for my first one? I prefer full-size helmets. Well, I think that I got the one for you. The At the Rave autograph full-size mixer series. Now, I absolutely love this series. I love Authentics because they are the second most valuable lid that we have available here at Ultimate Autographs. Speed Flexes obviously are the ones that the players wear on game day. You'll see them every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday in the winter, every single Sunday in the fall. However, these are supposed to be replicas of those Speed Flexes, essentially. These are game day Authentics. These are full-size helmets, like you said, Daniel. This is what we got available that's left in this series. We have 5 total headliners. And how many boxes is that, Shinmi? Does that say? Is that 15?
15 boxes.
So you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting yourself a photoed headliner. Mike Evans, Julius Peppers, and Jerome Bettis. Michael just mentioned how much you'd like to see that Julius Peppers. And then the secondary headliners, we have Rico Dowdle and Deshaun Jackson as well. Rico Dowdle saving a lot of fantasy owners. Deshaun Jackson saving a lot of Eagles fans back in the day. A lot of great Eagle fandom for Deshaun Jackson, one of the most electrifying players ever. 15 boxes left, Daniel. Every single break is available. If you want to buy one spot into $69, more than okay. Dip your toes into the water, more than fine. Now, if you end up getting into something like the quad box break for $276, which, by the way, is the closest to breaking, there's 4 spots to go in that.
4 boxes come out.
Exactly.
Chance to win multiple items, even if you have only 1 spot.
Yep. Now, here's the situation with that, right? And here's where this is where I like to call this as a veteran move. Because this is a traditional 8-spot divisional break, so you'll have the AFC and the NFC, every single division in that. The 5 headliners that we have out of these 15 boxes, every single
They're
one.
spread across, yeah.
Yeah, every single one of them except for 2.
Dowdle and Evans.
Dowdle and Evans are in the NFC South. So, again, if you end up playing in a quad and you get that NFC South division and Evans and Dowdle come out, well, guess what? We're going home with Mike Evans and Rico Dowdle. But here's the thing. We do have 10 hidden gems. We'd like to try to evenly disperse those as much as possible. Sometimes you can get a multitude of helmets in the same division in the hidden gems. That's why it's so much fun and exciting, because you never really know what division's going to pop out.
On Tuesday, in the evening show on Tuesday, and I know he said he prefers full-size helmets, but in the minis, which is an automatic double box break, we had not only 2 hidden gems back-to-back, we had 2 Titans come out back-to-back.
Huh.
Chris Johnson and Javon Curse.
Oh, that's sick.
Which gives you an idea of what the hidden gems value is. Chris Johnson also had the CJ2K inscription on it, by the way. So those are not scrubs by any means. Every Titans fan knows who Chris Johnson and Javon Curse are. So even the hidden gems are not some random players. They're known commodities. Not to mention the Rave helmets are definitely some of the cooler helmets that we have here, in my opinion. I'm a fan of the Rave Authentics.
One of the nicest looking lids as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I love the Raves. I mean, you just splash the team's main color.
That Bears orange might be a little tough to look at, but
I think it's one of the better ones.
But the other ones are great.
The other one, Daniel, again, which, by the way, there's no Vikings in the headliner, understandably so. But again, it could be one of those 10 hidden gems. We get hidden gems with Vikings all the time. We see guys like TJ Hawkinson. We see Jordan Addison available in hidden gems. I'm trying to think of some other guys that we can also get. Randall Cunningham could be another possibility as a hidden gem.
I know he said he prefers the full-size helmets, but even the mini break, the minis are
minis are right here.
It's an automatic double box break, so 2 boxes come out even no matter what. You don't have to pay extra for that, for that spot. It's an automatic double box break. And Adrian Peterson is still available in the minis on that Vikings lid. So if you're looking for a Vikings item, I know it's a mini helmet, it's not full size, but Adrian Peterson is still available in that mini series.
Speaking of the double ups, my friend, in that mini series that we can talk about, again, 1 in 2 chance. Again, like Chinmay said, double up possibility. Every single mini is a double. That's why I love the mini series so much, man. There is just a multitude of different ways. Daniel, if you're just getting yourself into the PC, the personal collection game, or if you're just looking to add on to it, if you want to have something, you can put this anywhere. A mantle, a shelf, a glass casing.
Yeah.
We got our guy in Tom Madera who actually, last month, I believe it was, he actually sent a picture into our man Dave in customer service of his entire setup of his minis. I mean, I'm talking about minis as far as the eye could see, Chinmay, down in his basement. So it's a very, very cool looking setup that he had. The double up possibilities that we have, I'll go into in just a second. But these are the headliners. How about this, Daniel? I know you've been talking about the full size helmets, but what about Adrian Peterson, a Winter Warrior mini for AP? Marshall Faulk, the former MVP running back. Wow, this is a long line of running backs that we got here. Emmitt Smith here with the Dallas Cowboys. Terrell Davis with the Denver Broncos. Bijan Robinson with the Atlanta Falcons. I love this color red here. This is a beautiful crimson red.
3 to go in the Weekend Warrior double, by the way. We're 3 to go in the Weekend Warrior double. So, we can open up that series. 3 more spots to go there. Crack into that new series. Get some headliners out for you guys.
Antonio Gates with the Chargers, Lawrence Taylor with the Giants, J.J. Watt on the Texans, and Jason Taylor on a Lunar Mini for the Dolphins.
Have not seen a lot of the Lunar Minis.
They're so nice, though.
Very clean.
Very clean indeed, my friend. And again, talk about double ups, guys. Emmitt Smith and Lawrence Taylor, bada bing, bada boom, headliner in the NFC
Jason
East.
Witten is also available there, secondary headliner.
Jason Witten is, so there you go.
Possibility too.
Looking out towards let me see what else we got here. We have Fred Warner, who would most likely be an NFC West with the San Francisco 49ers.
We're 2 to go in those minis as well. So
how about
we should definitely be able to do that mini break. We should definitely be able to do that Weekend Warrior double. We should definitely be able to do those 2 breaks here. In this show at least, and we're also 4 to go in that at the Rave quad. So the opportunity there in that quad, and the playoff mixer quad, we got to get those playoff spots. We got to get Packers
playoffs
before tonight's game, obviously, and then you got to get Chargers and Broncos as well. Got a little bit of time for Chargers. That game is the night game tomorrow, and then I guess you got a full week technically for the Broncos. But you got to get Packers done today, which means that we gotta open up and give away all these spots for the postseason today by 7.
And so make sure to close that out, guys. Make sure to get those playoff spots in.
Daniel's saying he likes the AP, and minis would be a good starting option. Again,
That's
favorable
a great way
price
to start.
point,
Yeah.
and the break is almost about to happen. So 2 spots to go. So if you get one, then there's one more spot to go. That closes out, and you see a break happen, and you kind of get into the feel of how things work here. That would be a good choice, even though, again, prefer the full size, but maybe you win the AP and the minis, and then you get some confidence to jump into the full size breaks.
And then you're off and running, and then you never look back, and you build your great UA career from here, guys. So you feel free to let me know the series that we are close on. I'm going to drop in the chat for you guys right now. Chinmay just mentioned, and it is true that we got 2 spots left to go in that weekend Warrior double. So I'll drop that if you guys want to take a look. I'll show you guys the headliners once again, coming back around full circle, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Waiting for that first break of the morning, guys, looking to get the ball rolling. All it takes is one break to happen and let the avalanche begin. Now, I like to say this all the time, specifically on these Monday morning shows. Feels like a Monday morning with how I got out of bed today. But you guys are the first people at the breakfast table. Especially when you get a brand new series like the Weekend Warrior, or hell, any series that we got available. You're getting the first bites of the apple. Reward yourself. Even if you cannot stay around long, if you're checking in for 2 minutes, you see an item that you like, put a break spot in, and you can chime back in later. This goes to Daniel. This goes to a lot of the new people that are tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can go back on any one of those 3 platforms. You can go back at any time and rewatch any of these breaks. You can stop in here and ask, hey, I bought into this series however long ago did this break occur? Send us your order number. We'll end up looking that up in a matter of literal seconds. We'll tell you if it happened or not. We can actually go back and tell you at what part of a prior show or even that current show when you can actually go back and watch your break happen live.
2 to go now in that Weekend Warrior double.
Perfect.
2 to go in that Weekend Warrior double. So that is definitely moving, and we should be able to get that done.
We will absolutely get this done without a doubt. 2 to go Weekend Warrior double. That's the link that I just dropped, guys, for the series
and
that's
available.
available.
1 to go in the minis. We are 1 to go in the minis.
Sounds good. So that mini, let's see which one happens first. As Michael said, Vikings fan, I have that Jordan Addison, JJ McCarthy custom speed flex. I've seen that McCarthy custom speed flex with the flames coming off the side of it. It sure is fuego indeed. Let me know if you have something to trade. I started out buying in the mix series. The mix series are obviously great. The mixers I like to call the buffet of UA.
Minis are closed out, so we will do that break.
Daniel, get into any one of those?
Daniel got some closer magic in the minis.
Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go, Daniel. Good luck to you, man. Let's get it. So 22 boxes, 11 total headliners. I always like doing this for the new guys on the block. It wasn't too long ago, Chinmay, when I walked into UA and I looked at this giant board that we have in the room, and I'm like, I know all of these guys, but why are you all up here? And I was very intimidated by this room. Now it's a safe haven.
By the way,
yes,
and I just want to say this because I saw it on the site. So the website might say 21 boxes in the minis. It's 22. I've counted the boxes. It's 22. So it's 11 out of 22 for the headliners. Yeah, Daniel says he bought a mini spot. Daniel, I see you in there. And that's ready to go for you, Rob.
2 numbers for this mini break that's about to happen. This is going to be read option at number 5.
Yep.
For you, Daniel, alongside with everybody else, for those that have bought into this break, so if you see your name right here in this tab, right over here, you're going to be eligible to call 2 box numbers. Now, those box numbers just pass through down at the bottom. Numbers 1, 4 through 14, 17, 20 through 23, and 26 through 30.
We are also 1 to go in that Weekend Warrior double.
Wahoo!
So that should happen as well. And Weekend Warrior is the chase, I believe. So
yes, it is.
So then, we can do a wheel spin. Polo is in the break. Polo is in the break.
Jamil, baby, what's going on?
See if we have those boxes.
Jamil, big dog, going with 1 and 4. So we're gonna go. So this is gonna be the wheel randomizer, by the way, or the name randomizer, I should say. Can't talk today. By the way, where is my dice roll up on here? Sorry, guys. Let me just make sure that I got the dice so we know what number it is. So it's going to be 7. So that's how many times we're going to go around on this thing. This is what randomizes the divisions, so you guys are aware. Thank you, my dude.
We have 1 and 4.
Good morning, guys. What's the chase wheel this AM? That's going to be the Weekend Warrior there, Johnny boy. John, there's one spot left in that Weekend Warrior double. Close out that first Weekend Warrior 20 headliners.
John is in there, I believe.
John, close it out.
He is in the Weekend Warrior.
Get that second spot. Get that third spot.
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, he's in the minis. John is in the minis.
Okay, yeah. Awesome stuff.
John is in the minis.
So this is how this is going to end up looking up for our first break.
Oh, yeah, make sure you put the right up the chase on the board. That's why he was asking, yeah.
Sorry about that. There you go. Because I was going to say it's in the chatting scene, but it's not over here. So let me update the graphic as well. 1 and 4 are off the board for those minis. Going to update that ticker for you guys. 29 people tuning in. First break getting ready to start this morning. Some people like a fresh cup of coffee. I like a fresh break to start my Saturday mornings and just my mornings in general. So this is how we got it. Daniel, first break, gets the top spot. NFC North. Come on, Shinman, come on. The Vikings fan gets the AP spot. Daniel, man, look, I try to be as impartial as I can be here, but there are just some times where it's like,
we like it when we can gift fans the item that they want. Hopefully Adrian Peterson comes out of the boxes, though. We'll see if Jamil's box calls are good for you.
Well, he's not going to come out of the box if there's no box card to...
Oh, you know what? There was one over
here. Interesting. So... Thank you.
I don't know why it was all the way over here, but... Must have really been a crazy After Dark show.
Absolutely. Nice NFC North indeed. John Narvice in the NFC South. Zachary Angleton in the NFC East. John Narvice in the NFC West. Heath Steffen, good to see you again. Heath in the AFC North. Michael Polis, AFC South. Jamil, you got that AFC East spot, brother. And Christopher Foxell in the AFC West. A very dispersed break. Box number 1. Read option double number 5.
Weekend Warrior double will be coming up after this.
Let's do it. Well, we're gonna be taking a trip in our favorite rocket ship to the West Coast. We're gonna tap into the hidden gems to get ourselves started, and we're gonna be getting into a little bit of a throwback action here. This is a 4-time Pro Bowler and not a 1, not 2, but 3-time Super Bowl champion. A former tight end of the San Francisco 49ers, going back in the time machine into the 80s and early 90s, the Joe Montana target, and Brett Jones. Brett Jones, a part of the Gold and Red, a beautiful gold miner hit. 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Brett Jones. That's going to be going with our first hit of the day to John Narvice. John, awesome stuff there, my friend. Very, very cool. So a very good start to the day. Good morning, Robin Shimon. What's going on, Jerry?
Hey.
Good to see you, Jerry. Welcome in.
Jerry is in that Weekend Warrior double.
Yeah, if you guys are buying into a break that's about to occur, Chinman and I don't bite. We definitely do not bite. We might nibble just a little bit, but feel free to say hi, hello, any questions that you might have in the chat. And right on cue, Johnny said, "Let's go, nice."
Very nice.
Johnny started off by
congratulations.
See, and that's a good thing. Look at that. John came and he said, "Good morning, guys." He was kind. He was courteous. He set the tempo for this break, and let's see if he's got a double up here in the NFC West. Let's see what this is going to be. Okay, we're going to have another hidden gem. So, guys, 20 boxes and now 11 headliners are going to be staying intact. So, unfortunately, Daniel, my friend, really wish, my guy, that I was able to tell you that Adrian Peterson was in this box. But one of my somewhat premonitions and predictions came true. We got ourselves a double up for a guy who bought the only 2 spots in this division break. We're going to be taking a trip to the NFC South. Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be a beautiful hidden gem, a standard mini helmet right there. A 3-time Pro Bowler, had stops in Cleveland, San Francisco, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. So, John, doubling up, getting a quarterback and tight end of the 90s.
You know what's funny is Jeff Garcia, probably better known for his time with the 49ers, but in this case is on a Bucs helmet.
Very true. And you could probably argue that he's the best Cleveland Browns quarterback of the century, not named Baker Mayfield. You could maybe even argue he was better than Baker in his time in Cleveland, but I probably wouldn't. But I think that's definitely a conversation that's worth having.
The good news, neither was a headliner, so all the headliners still on the board.
Hey, and Jeff said first double up, finally. John said it. Jeff
give a little shout out to Rax over there for the box calls.
Shout out to our guy Rax. Way to go to our guy Andy Jamil. So we have our Weekend Warrior double coming up right now for you guys. So awesome break. Moving right along here, you can see how these divisions are going to be aligned. I'm very excited to see how this transpires because, again, the Weekend Warrior, everything is in play. We got hockey teams mixed with boxing teams mixed with entertainment. Whole different bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to go 7 times around the world here. Jamil, get ready, my friend, because I know you like to call out those boxes. And it's going to be 2 numbers for the Weekend Warrior double number 1. Jamil yesterday was on top of it, man. Bang, look at that, right on cue. He was 2 milliseconds, man. He is right there. I'm telling you, if you guys like to call box numbers, Twitch is the way to go. Twitch is by far the fastest way. For whatever reason, there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just the way that it is. Set up for our stream specifically, but man. Woo! Lightning quick. That's going to be 12 and 21, Chinmay. Yeah. For the Weekend Warrior, I will update the ticker. Let's get it going. Jamil, box color magic perhaps this time around for yourself, my friend. You got that Chiefs, Sixers, and blue spot, so that Travis Kelce speed flex. Daniel said, thanks for trying. I like how it played out even though I didn't win. Great sportsmanship. I love how you understand how the room goes, my friend. Now, I will say that I'll get through the rest of this division break in just a second, Chinmay. Our guy, Brian Maresca. Brian plays all the time in the break room, but he said a comment one of my first couple of weeks here in Ultimate Autographs. He said that he missed out on his first, not 1, not 2, but first 25 breaks he played and he didn't hit. But you know what? He put his nose to the grindstone. He loved what we did here at UA. He was a part of the great community and continued to persevere. And now he says that he plays for his niece. He plays for his nephew. Obviously, he plays for himself, most importantly, to get himself some great wins. So that's just something that I like to share with you guys quite a bit. Because, again, you are taking a chance. But again, you could be the next John Narvaez. He bought 2 spots and he just happened to get both of those spots. Right. Guys, whether it's the wheel, whether it's box callers, whatever it is, a lot of this, there's so much luck that goes into this, you know, but again, you can create your own luck here by how many spots that you end up buying into. So real quick here, I just want to update this ticker before I continue with going through the rest of this series real quick. So this is 12 and 21, right? So it's going to be, all right.
And we will have a chase because it's a Weekend Warrior, so everyone gets in the chase a couple times.
Dustin, my guy DA, what's going on, brother? He's got 2 spots in this series. He's got the Heat, Avalanche, and boxing. Okay, so that's going to be the Tri-Sign 2006 championship team, the Ray Bork, and the Evander Holyfield spot. Michael Brzeznicki, music. Uh-oh.
Hope you're a Swiftie.
I hope you're feeling 22 over there, Michael. Edmonton Oilers, so that's going to be the Messier, appreciate that. The Orlando Magic, so we're going to see that's going to be a hidden gem. And then you got
the golf spot
for the Lions. The Spurs is a David Robinson spot. The WWE, that is going to be the Cody Rhodes. And then the White Sox.
Wonder who's a White Sox hit in this.
Dude, with the way that White Sox comes out during the Weekend Warrior with you and me, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a White Sox. Wouldn't shock me at all. Dustin again has got the Cowboys, the Tri-Sign Game Day Authentic.
The triplets.
You got the Yadier Molina spot, and then you got the Bulls with 3 Ls.
No, I fixed that. I'm so used to the Bulls are so used to taking L's that I put an extra one in there for them. But no, it's only one L for the Bulls there.
Bulls have been taking a lot of L's lately, so I can understand why. A lot of condensation L's. Arizona Cardinals from our guy MP said, let's do this. I need this Arizona Cardinals luck. Kurt Warner, baby.
Warner on the speed
Kurt
flex,
Warner, baby.
Astros is also there for the Altuve jersey.
Absolutely, yeah, for the Altuve. And then film, which is going to be interesting. So that's going to be a hidden gem.
Yeah.
For the film, which is going to be very cool to see, potentially. Robert Pratt's got the Guardians. That's going to be the Shane Bieber worn cap. The OKC Thunder, which will be the Chet Holmgren jersey. And the Chargers, which is your boy LT, in the secondary headliner. That is badass. And Jerry Calhoun, who chimed in not too long ago, said the Knicks, the Jalen Brunson, the Carlton Fisk, the Boston Red Sox, the Houston Oiler, who is going to be a hidden gem. And then the Ducks. The Mighty Ducks, the Anaheim Ducks, the Oregon Ducks.
Anaheim Ducks.
There you go. We got Ducks all around. Let's see what we got here. Again, my personal favorite series that we have here at Ultimate Autographs, Weekend Warrior.
Weekend exclusive, by the way, so it'll be available on the weekends. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Very interesting.
I'm going to say this is, all right. Wow, so this almost looks like loot. This looks like something that I'd see in Red Dead Redemption. Okay, let's see. Wow, okay. We don't get these very often, so this is gonna be a trip into the secondary headliner category. So when I was going through my little spiel introducing this series this morning, I think that'll look very good on that. So this is a trading card. Beautiful mint here. This is a PSA certified auto grade. This is a rookie card for this player.
Okay.
In his time with the Cleveland Indians. This is going to be a Cleveland Guardians hit for my guy in Robert Pratt. Look at this. Manny Ramirez.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Manny Ramirez. Look at this bad boy. Look at Man Ram right there. One of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. A lot of people end up forgetting so this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful slab card. Right here, Manny is fire, though, absolutely, says Jamil. He's got his stats and numbers on the back. If you get the QR code as well for my guy in Manny Ramirez. A lot of people forget, Chinmay, that Manny, part of a World Series.
Yeah.
He was a part of that World Series team for the Cleveland Indians back in '95. The only championship that the Atlanta Braves won. They won 15 straight division titles from '90 to '05.
The cool thing is, and Manny Ramirez, again, secondary headliner, listed headliner, not photoed. The thing about the secondary headliners is we don't know which team they're going to be on. We don't know what the item's going to be.
I honestly thought that was going to be on that.
So it's a surprise for us, too, when they get pulled out. But that is really cool. Rookie card for Manny Ramirez. That has some good value there.
Absolutely. Manny Ramirez card. That's the first time I've seen Manny on a slab. I've seen Manny on a baseball bat here before, here at UA. And in all honesty, I thought it was going to be another bat when we pulled that Manny. But that slab is very cool. Slab cards, man, have a lot of good value to them. They're very, very cool. Let's see what we got here. Now, I would anticipate this next item to at least be mildly bigger in size. It's going to be very, very hard to go into anything smaller than this. So, guys, again, even if this is another headliner, the ratios are still phenomenal.
Yeah.
19 headliners, 29 boxes going into this break. Well, I'd be correct. And we're going to be changing sports here, unless this is the world's biggest baseball. Wow, look at you. You got that right on. You got that right on cue. Oh, somebody. I know how you got this right on cue. And speaking of right on cue, well, you know what would have been a great saying? I was going to say, man, oh, Manny. That would have been a good call for opening this one up. Well, for me, personally, this time of the year, when you get cold, right? When you get cold outside and you want to preserve your body heat, what's a very important layer of clothing that you need, specifically to cover your hands with?
Some gloves.
Nothing more important in a cold winter setting than applying the glove. When you apply the glove, you get the flash. And when you get the flash, you get the diesel. You get all three of them on one singular basketball, the 2006 photo headliner autograph for my guy Dustin Aronson of the Miami Heat trio, 2006. You got the 06 inscription as well. Absolutely gorgeous basketball right there. This is going to be on a Spalding all-black NBA Arena Series basketball. You got the nice QR code on the back. That's going to be Fanatics right there. Gonna get this Manny card. Move this bad boy over here. Sorry, man.
I can.
Thank you very much. Awesome stuff for our guy Dustin Aronson.
Yeah, 2006, right? It says 2006 NBA champs.
Yep.
Great inscription. And yeah, you guys better give a hat tip to Polo for the box calls there.
Absolutely.
He's calling boxes for others.
He's calling great headliner hits, and again,
great headliner hits for others.
Good karma is going to come Jamil's way.
Yeah.
He knows that. He's been a long-time player.
He's aware.
He's a long-time player.
Doesn't mean it doesn't sting.
I'm sure it absolutely does, but he's a generous soul. So, good to see Dustin pick up this big-time win. And again, guys, great value for this as well. One of my favorite teams, in all honesty, for me to watch. Growing up in that 06 Miami Heat, a team full of veterans. That was the second year when Shaq got sent down to South Beach. Him and Kobe Bryant had their divorce. And then he had this third-year guard by the name of Dwayne Wade, who's autographed on this ball.
A Dwayne Wade autograph on its own is already worth a substantial amount. A Shaquille O'Neal autograph on its own is already worth a substantial amount.
Gary Payton ain't cheap either.
Not only do you get both of them and the Hall of Famer Gary Payton, you also have the NBA champs inscription on it. Phenomenal value there. Great hit for Dustin.
Could not agree more. Had Pat Riley win his NBA championship as a head coach before handing the keys to Eric Spoelstra a couple of seasons later. Mm-hmm. And again, just a collection of great characters. James Posey, you had White Chocolate and Jason Williams. You had Antoine Walker.
Yeah.
As
Udonis
well.
Haslem.
Udonis Haslem, who was
I believe Alonzo Mourning was still on that team.
Alonzo was the backup big. Yeah, he was still overcoming some blood clots at that time, but yeah, he was a part of that rotation as that season went along. Really, really fun team. And again, Dwayne Wade averaged over 35 points in that finals series. They were down 2-0, by the way, in that series.
I was a huge Dirk series. Jack won. Easily final. And with some big signings there. With Wade, Shaq, Gary Payton, and then, of course, the champs inscription on the basketball. Do not dribble that around outside.
Yeah, that I cannot emphasize enough. Definitely keep the 4 breaks. 2 Chinman going to be up the where.
3 to go. Oh, there were 4 to go. Authentics, you can get some spots in that double there. We got Jerry saying static, and that happened on Tuesday. So Rob, if you just want to unplug both the cords in the back and replug them in.
Classic AV reassessment 101 there with the mics.
That should do the trick. Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, feel free to let us know.
Should do the trick on the static.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple times these last.
It happened on Tuesday as well.
Yeah, so let's get ourselves back into this these headliner minis here. Adrian Peterson, Marshall Falk, Emmitt Smith, Terrell Davis, Bijan Robinson, Antonio Gates, Lawrence Taylor, J.J. Watt, and Jason Taylor, guys. Everyone not named Devon Achane still available as a photo headliner in this mini-series. Jason Witten and Fred Warner as the secondaries. $52 value, 6 spots still available. Great ratios. 20 boxes, 11 headliners, better than a 1 and 2 chance. Final box purchase in the series is the quad box playoff mixer. Playoffs, every single one of these players remaining in this series, including the final headliner hit in Jordan Love. Is Jordan going to be feeling the love tonight? No, he will not be, because there's going to be tens of thousands of people booing him all night. But I know one guy to the left of me will be cheering him on as loudly as possible. What if you had to divvy this up? Because I was listening to some morning radio talk in the Chicagoland area, trying to divvy up what's going to be the division of Bears and Packers fans at Soldier Field tonight. I was hearing 90-10, and I think that's pretty. I think that's too far apart. I would probably say 80-20. 75-25?
I think it's going to be between 80 and 90 Bears, because I don't think so. There are a good amount of Packers fans in Chicagoland. I just don't know that Packers fans will be going to the game. I think we're going to be cooped up in the apartments, nice and cozy. We're going to be at house parties. We're going to potentially be at bars. I just don't know that Packers fans will actually be physically at Soldier Field. So I think 90-10 is probably a good split, but yeah, 80-20 is also a fair shout. I think between 80 and 90% Bears fans is probably accurate.
Let's see how that transpires. I know that Danny Parkins, I was listening to a little bit of Danny this morning, big time Chicagoland airwaves guy. Now he's on First Things First. He's on Fox Sports. He's really become kind of the speaking point for Bears fans on national airwaves. He was talking about how out of every single game in Wild Card Weekend, if you were tuning in on your TV, he said you're going to hear the crowd the loudest, the most impactful at Soldier Field on Saturday night.
By the way,
let's see how that transpires.
We are 4 to go in the next mini break.
Nice.
So 4 to go in that next mini double, and
keep it rolling.
11 headliners still in 20 boxes now. We did 2 boxes earlier in the show. No headliners came out though, so all the headliners still intact. 20 boxes left, 11 voted headliners. I see Michael Arias in the chat, and Michael, Adrian Peterson,
Big Mike,
still available in those minis for you.
I'm sure you would love to go after that. Daniel said, I'm trying the minis again. Got 2 spots. Yep. Love it, brother. Thank you for putting your pedal to the metal there. And again, in a lot of ways, this break room is very resemblant of life. Like, nobody's ever going to be perfect on everything they do. Nobody's ever going to get what they want to get done right on the first try. It's just impossible. It's just never going to happen if you give things enough tries. And the break room's the exact same way. Now, I will say, because you and I are degenerates in our own right, dude, a lot of this in a lot of ways is kind of like the G word. It's kind of like gambling. No, you never talk about all the bets that you don't hit. But you do talk about the one big one that you talk about it for years and years.
Some people are obligated to say the bets that they don't hit. So I'm legally obligated to do so.
Is this a good segue to get into our spread picks? Which, by the way, it'll start at 0-0.
Okay, all right.
We will restart that at 0-0.
So Rob did win the regular season series. I think I did go 3-0 last week though to close out the series.
Did you?
To close out the regular season. Because I picked Saints, they lost by 2, and the spread was 3.5. And then I picked.
I took a picture of it.
I think I took the Saturday game. I want to say I took. No, I may have taken Ravens, so that would have lost. I think I went 2-1. It was either 2-1 or 3-0 because I know I took Saints and I got that right.
Okay. Yeah, we can go back and wrap that up.
No, I did because I took the Browns as well. Browns were 7.5-point dogs against the Bengals.
That's right.
They lost, but it was like a 1-point game or something.
That's right.
So I know I got Saints and Browns, but I don't remember the third pick.
Robert
is saying he would trade the Manny signed rookie card for the and a Wade signed basketball for the Shaq Wade. That's an interesting trade.
It's a nice 2-for-1 right there.
Interesting proposition.
It's a 2-for-1.
Because you still get the Wade basketball, right? So you still get D Wade out of the triple signed basketball. Yeah. But you're also getting a Manny Ramirez rookie card. But that triple signed ball with the champs inscription is tough.
There it is right there.
It's a tough sell.
There it is right there. Well, it's very accurate that all 3 of these guys once upon a time played for the Miami Heat because this is pretty in fuego. for the Heat. 3 Hall of Famers, 1 basketball if you guys are just tuning in. Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, all first ballot Hall of Famers into the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame for their efforts on the 2006 Miami Heat. That is
minis are good.
My hit of the show.
Minis are good.
Minis are good to go?
Hit of the show so far because minis are good.
Let's see what happens with that.
Let's see what happens with the minis here. Sorry, the minis have been filled up.
If Daniel lands
create the break here.
If Daniel lands in that NFC North spot again, going to be very, very interesting. Michael said, nice hits, fellas. Michael, I'm expecting you to get back in this weekend warrior, my man. That Kurt Warner might be sitting out there for you again if you land in that Cardinals spot. So just want to talk about this playoff football mixer real quick before we get into this mini-series. Again, Jordan Love is the last remaining photoed headliner that we have, but we have 3 playoff teams that are remaining. Chargers, Green Bay, and Denver. The 3 hidden gems will get you one of these 3 playoff teams. This Green Bay Packers spot needs to be filled tonight. It can literally happen right before kickoff on our 6 o'clock primetime show with the one and only Unk and Joe Aguilar.
Joe's not going to be on tonight.
Oh, he's not going to be on tonight.
He's not going to be on tonight.
Okay. Do you know who's filling in for him?
I am not sure, but I know Joe is not coming in tonight.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So we will see who'll be filling in. Might be Steven, but I don't think he's going to want to miss that either. So whoever's a Bears or Packers fan, which are a lot of them here at UA, they're not going to want to miss this game tonight. So I was going to say a very, very tough sell. So Chargers, Green Bay, and Denver. Want to make sure you end up getting into the series. We close this bad boy out because if every single team is filled, then everybody will be eligible to have their team move on. And as you guys can see here, you move on with all 14 teams in this playoffs. $100 for passing the wild card, $200 for the divisional, $400 for the championship, and $1,000, Chinmay, for winning the Super Bowl with your team.
Minis is good to go, so we can randomize that up.
Minis are indeed good to go. Thank you. I want to, but Mighty doesn't often strike twice. I'd have to hope for KC this time. I've seen some of the craziest things in my life happen in this break room, so you never know, Mike. You never know unless you give it a chance. Dustin said, no, thank you, but if you win me that Taylor Swift for my goddaughter or one of those flexes, you have a deal. Okay. Look at that. So that Taylor Swift, I'm telling you, man, I'm sure a lot of us woke up this morning not wanting to go after Taylor Swift, but we all know somebody in our life that has probably a diehard admiration for T Swift, and it's okay if it's one of you out there. It's okay. It's okay if you want to show your soft side off a little bit.
Everyone's got a little T Swift in them.
Gonna ask for two numbers, guys, for the read option double,
and we are 2 to go in the next Weekend Warrior double.
There you go. So Taylor Swift coming up right in the rearview mirror. This is how this is going to align here for our second mini break of the show. Tom Adair, I talked about his mini collection earlier. Tom, gave you a big shout out, Mr. Card Collector. You got half the spots in this break in the South and the North of the NFC. And the South and the North of the AFC.
He's
Funny how
king
that
of
works.
the North and the South.
He's dominated the vertical and the North and Southern hemispheres of what we got here in this break. Michael Arias said, so if you get Denver, it's an automatic 100 since they made it past the wild card round. So that's a great question. We've actually gotten that question a lot over the last couple of days. I am going to actually end up leaving that up for our series building and for our break room manager in common. I do not want to give out any false information because that does make sense. Because if you get the Broncos or if you end up getting the Seattle Seahawks, I mean, technically they do advance automatically past the wild card round, right? So in that case, that technically should be $100, but I don't want to spread any false information out there. So I could actually reach out and ask about that.
One to go in the Weekend Warrior double. One to go in the Weekend Warrior double.
Thank you. So I'll end up letting you know there, Mike, as time ends up going along in a little bit. Daniel, good luck to you, my friend, in the NFC East and the AFC East. Travis, Iron in the NFC West, smack dab in the middle, and Eric Burnsy back in the room in the AFC West. Give this another couple of seconds, guys. Looking for 2 numbers. A ticker is updated at the bottom. We
will have another Weekend Warrior double coming up.
All right, that is 2 of no surprise. Knew that was going to end up rolling our way back through. Again, brand new series, guys. Both of those ended up being headliners from earlier. The Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal, and Gary Peyton signed basketball. It's going to be debuted on the table for the rest of the show. We had the Manny Ramirez rookie autograph slab card. First time that I have seen that here at UA. An absolutely gorgeous slab. Denver would be a great hit. It's sold out because I couldn't get in. Well, the good thing, Michael, there's still going to be 26 more boxes after that break. So if you want to get the party started in the next one, that Weekend Warrior is going to be going all day. And keep in mind, guys, as I'm going to spin the wheel here for this this mini series here at Chinmay, it's a weekend exclusive series for those that are not available. It's in the title for a reason. At the end of the 6 o'clock show tonight, if the series is not sold out, or excuse me, at the end of the show tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, pardon me, it's going to carry over into the next weekend. It's the last thing that we want, because if we end up closing it out by the end of 6 o'clock show tomorrow, then we'll have a brand new Weekend Warrior to start at 9 a.m. next Saturday morning. So box 8 is what we're going to have ourselves here in the minis. This is going to be 5 through 7, and then I'm going to have 9 through 14. So that will be the first one there. Then box numero dos. Going to come back around with another low number. With number 5, the Juan Uribe box. The minis at number 5. Good morning to you, Mr. Coates. What's going on, Joshua? That was 5 and 8, by the way. I can grab those for you if you want.
No, I got it.
Joshua was saying, how does the UA referral gift cards work? Does it show up in your store credit? Because I got an email saying my referral code was used, but it won't let me use this the card on a purchase. So in that type of situation there, Jason, for your referral, I'm assuming it was for this past month, for the month of December. You do end up getting that once the referral does end up going through. So if you could actually show to our customer service the order number, what does it say? Because I got an email saying my referral code was used, but it won't let me use the card on a purchase. So did you end up using that referral code for the money that you got, the $50? Did you end up using that? Because if you did, whatever order you did use that on, send that order number to our customer service guy and Dave. That's going to be at the contact option down at the bottom of our homepage. And then he'll be able to help you out ASAP. 5 and 8 on the boxes. Good luck to everybody in the break. Tomadera possibly staring a double up down the barrel. Half the spots in this break. Let's see if we can tap into a headliner.
Yeah.
We did not have a headliner in the minis in the last break. We're going to start off with one in a big-time way in this one. We talked about one of the Egyptian god cards earlier. The head of it, to my Yu-Gi-Oh nerds out there, and that was Kurt Warner, a part of that greatest show on turf offense for the St. Louis Rams back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Well, he certainly needed a trusty steed behind him in the backfield, and nobody better than the 2000 NFL MVP and Marshall Falk as he blitzes his way onto the table here on a gorgeous mini helmet. This is going to be a nice throwback mini here that we got. This is a gorgeous St. Louis Rams with the Marshall Falk inscription on there. Very, very nice. That's going to go to our guy, Travis Iron. Travis, baby, one spot sandwiched right in the middle. Man, hey, that's going to be a tasty sandwich. Tasty Marshall Falk sandwich for Travis.
Great hit, Travis. And obviously Marshall Falk, Hall of Famer, one of the most iconic players in the late 90s, early 2000s, part of the greatest show on turf. Really excellent in all facets of the game. Really was one of the first running backs who pioneered being a receiving back as well, and elevated the position to do more than just run the football, which he also did very well, obviously. But really cool hit, and great work there, Travis. One spot is all it takes sometimes to get that headliner hit.
Absolutely. And let's see if we can keep this headliner theme going as well. Going from the NFC West to the AFC South, and get ready to add a big-time headliner to your collection. Mr. Tom Madera, the card collector, ain't collecting cards, but he's going to be collecting a guy who was top 10 all-time in sacks in NFL history. It is the greatest player in Houston Texans franchise history. It's not Matt Schaub, don't worry. It's J.J. Watt.
That's actually a good debate.
Number 99. You could say Andre Johnson if you want to go with that as well. T.J. Watt, top 10 all-time in sacks, multiple-time defensive player of the year. And little bro just passed up big bro in the all-time sacks category this season in his dominant career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But J.J. Watt set the tone in that family. He set the tone to show what it would be like to be a great leader on the defensive side of the ball for the Houston Texans. But the greatest thing about JJ is that the Texans, as many expansion franchises are when they first start out, they go through a lot of turbulent times in their first couple of years. Once JJ got drafted there in the late 2000s, you could slowly start to see the fortune start to turn. And they got to the postseason for a couple of times in JJ Watt's tenure down in Houston. So very, very nice hit there. Back-to-back headliners. Shout out to the wheel, man. Shout out to that wheel.
Wheel delivers.
Wheel delivers indeed in a big, big way. Now, I think TJ Watt would have looked better on a Cardinals mini. That's just me.
JJ Watt, right?
JJ Watt, yes, sir. There we go. Weekend Warrior Double. Going to be another Chase wheel spin coming up for you guys. Be very, very nice at the end of this show. He said, no luck today. Have to try again another day. Have a good weekend. Go Bears. Daniel, appreciate it, my friend. Really kind words. I can't
agree with the last statement that you made, but I agree with the rest of them.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, my friend.
Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, and hope to see you back during the week.
I feel like we will. I get good vibes from our guy Daniel, so I'll be looking forward to seeing you return to UA if you got any questions. If you want to refer anybody, Daniel, I was just going to say, if you have anybody that has the same interest as you want to get a little $50 of store credit in your pocket, again, feel free to refer somebody.
Hopefully that AP is still there for him when he comes back.
I would really hope so. I mean, when he says he comes back, he might stop in next show. You never know. Gonna need two numbers, guys, for this Weekend Warrior Double. Weekend Warrior Double number 2. But again, also, I think that sets a great tone as well for how great of a community that we have built. Mike's going to go with 9 and 25 for this Weekend Warrior Double. I think this says a lot about everybody here that plays at UA. And again, just the atmosphere that we've tried to create here as a community. Just so much great sportsmanship, especially from new people when it can be visibly frustrating. You're playing for the first time. You're kind of taking a chance. You're stepping into uncharted territory. And even if things don't work out your way, you still had a fun time. You still had a good experience. And again, you know, we've been around for, now we're going into our 12th year as a company here at Ultimate Autographs. We've actually sold more than 80,000 pieces of memorabilia over that 12-year time span. Again, you know, very, very reputable. Everything that we have here is certified, whether it's PSA, Beckett, JSA. Think of any top certification brand in the country. We have our name slapped on it. So thank you guys for tuning in at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch family this morning. It's about 10:50 Central Time, coming to you live from the city, beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois, a city right outside of the Chicagoland area. And I'm very excited to get into what is hopefully not our final break, but to see if we could add a couple more headliners on the board.
9 and 25, you said?
Yes, 9 and 25. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. See if we can put her on the board for 2 more headliners.
Do it.
I kept doing Hawk Harrelson isms yesterday with Robbie, and he basically muted me at some point. So starting to get very, very upset with me. Hopefully I do not upset. Well, I know I'm going to upset a couple of people because I can't give out winners. I'm not Oprah. Okay, I can't give out.
Not everyone can win.
Nah, you get a break. You get a break. Jessica Harding, Chiefs, Sixers, and Blues. Samuel Nelson, back-to-back spots. He's got the Heat, Avalanche, boxing. Music, Edmonton Oilers, and Magic. So you got that primetime Taylor Swift spot there, Sammy.
We'll have a Weekend Warrior single coming up as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I knew you guys weren't getting disappointed. I knew this wasn't going to be the last one. I believed in you guys. Ryan Noonan. What's going on, Noonan? It's got to be Noonan somewhere. Oh, look at this. The Detroit Lions spot. He's the Lions guy. Look at that. And right on cue, he comments the little lion emoji. So Jared Goff, Speed Flex brother. Fingers crossed. He said, morning, fellas. Good morning
How's
to
it
you.
going?
Morning to you, my friend. You also got that Spurs David Robinson, the Cody Rhodes, and my Chicago White Sox. Alfredo Lisiotto, another regular. Good to see you, Alfredo. Cowboys, St. Louis Cardinals, and Bulls. Tom Kaz, the ultimate regular with the Cardinals, Astros, and film spot. Noonan with the second spot in the Guardians, Thunder, and Chargers, all headliners still remaining. And Michael Arias, the box color Magic, resulting in 3 headliner spots with the Knicks, Red Sox, and the Houston Oilers. I feel like if I stand up, it's just going to manifest something good here. Also, because it's always good to stretch. You know what's so funny? That's actually hilarious. I actually thought that this was one item and it's actually another, and you'll understand why in a second.
Okay.
So we're going to be going to our 3rd consecutive headliner. And this is why you say this actually a lot, Chimney, and I preach it all the time as well. This is why you buy multiple spots in this series, because you never know what's going to happen. That second spot that you buy just might get you a headliner memorable hit. And for Samuel Nelson, it's going to get him a Mark Messier Edmonton Oilers, and I think you can know who I got this confused with.
Yeah.
An Edmonton Oilers gorgeous jersey here. One of the greatest players to ever skate across the ice. All-time great Ranger, and in this case, a excellent Edmonton Oilers jersey right there for my guy in Sammy Nelson in that Edmonton Oilers spot.
6-time Stanley Cup champion.
Crazy.
Obviously part of the very famous Oilers team that won 4 in the 80s, and then came to the Rangers and won one title, I believe, with the Rangers. He won 5 with those Edmonton Oilers. They won in 1990 as well.
Yep.
So yeah. 5 with the Oilers, 1 with the Rangers. One of the all-time great hockey players in NHL history, Mark Messier.
Well, again, I think we just Beetlejuiced an all-time great, because an all-time great just entered the room. Don't think because it's the weekend that doctors do not take house calls, because the doc is in. As Doc Rivers, by the way, congratulations on a big win last night in LA. Against Luka's Lakers last night there, Doc. You won me some coin. Appreciate that. With the Milwaukee Bucks, actually in a very exciting finish. I don't know if you saw that. Giannis and LeBron were going at it at the end of the game. That was a classic right there. He said, Rob, the voice. Hill and Chin Mayday. That's a new one. I like that.
I've gotten Mayday.
Oh, you've got that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Not from the doc. I've just in general.
Yeah. Shit, man. I like that. Hopefully you guys like what's in this box coming up next.
Let's
because
see.
Manny Ramirez slab, signed 06 Miami Heat signed basketball, Mark Messier autographed jersey. Can we go 4 for 4 like Wendy's in this series in terms of headliners? Wow. Okay. Very, very interesting. Woo! Okay, wow. This is a first for me in a, he said, well, damn it, I thought I had an original.
There's no original nicknames with me.
Okay, so for the first time here in my 4 months at Ultimate Autographs, we have ourselves a Beckett letter. Not just a little, not a tag, not a hologram, not a code. We have a Beckett letter of authenticity. This is one of the most famous offensive names given to a collection of players in NFL history. This is the run and shoot.
Oh, yes.
Houston Oilers.
Nice.
We have 5 different signatures in this Houston Oilers spot. So we go from Edmonton down to Houston.
Little box color magic
and
there.
Michael Arias is getting the box color magic. So let me go through this real quick. So we have Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback. We have Ernest Givens, Lorenzo White, Haywood Jeffries, and Curtis Duncan. This is the letter of authenticity, man. Look at this. This is fantastic. It has the picture and the graphic right there. It has the autographs that's authorized from Beckett. But then most importantly, I'll get this out. My jersey folding skills are not the best, but man, run and gun. This is a thing of beauty, right? Or run and shoot, excuse me.
Run and shoot, yeah.
Run and shoot, and it says it right on the back, Chinmay.
Oh, and you got all the numbers too?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Michael Arias Day. Woo! Run and shoot, baby.
Does it have all the players listed on that letter?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'll show that in a second.
Cool.
Look at that bad boy. Warren Moon at the heart of the run and shoot offense for the then Houston Oilers. I just love the powder blues. And then look at that, all the numbers.
Awesome.
He said, wow, nice indeed. So I will lay this flat up. I'll fold that up in a second. But to me, weirdly enough, this is the standout.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is very, very nice. So because there's so many signatures on here, which, by the way, we've gotten a lot more than 5 before on a jersey, but Noonan said they should have put them all vertical and made it an extra tail. Don't disagree with you on that. Wow. This is very, very nice. Whew. Congratulations there to my guy and Michael Arias. Big Mike, where you at, homie? Oh, tail. Tall, not tail. I was going to say, I was like, tail. It's like we're talking parlays? So, very, very nice.
Very cool.
It's awesome, man.
Throw this back.
Run and shoot. Run and shoot, shoot and run.
Weekend Warrior single, yeah. That's coming up.
How is that not a photoed headliner? Well, that's a very good question there, Aaron. That's how great this is in this series. So, very, very nice. And Chinmay just alluded to that being a Weekend Warrior single coming up. So, this was this the secondary? Or
No, hidden gem.
That's pretty wild. So this doesn't show you how deep this series is in terms of talent. I don't know what does. Still no Chief on the table. Travis Kelce's shy, but it doesn't mean Jamil that he's not coming out in this next Weekend Warrior single.
Yeah, you could.
Well, technically there's a Chief on the table, but I don't want to get into legality problems. There we go. Put that back in there. I'm just gonna write that up for you. Gotcha. Write that up for my guy Michael Arias. I'm about to start playing like Chris Hartman. If you start playing like Chris Hartman, this is going to be a very, very extended show, Jamil. Chris Hartman, by the way, Chinmay, over this past week, bought out 3 quad boxes to himself in a it was the Patrick Mahomes giveaway in one of the most recent series that we did. He was balls to the wall, to say the least. Michael Arias, 283-472. Also, how often do you see... Here you go, my friend. How often do you see 2 different, like the same name team, but 2 different sports franchises go in the same break? Edmonton and the Houston Oilers.
Because there aren't that many possibilities, right?
You
have Rangers is one.
Arizona Cardinals and St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. Kings with the LA Kings and Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
But there aren't too many possibilities just in general.
Did you say the Rangers?
I did say the Rangers.
Yes. He said, "Yep, yeah. That's how you want. That's how you want what you want. Yeah. Hey, if you got the bread to toss around, don't leave any crumbs. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Samuel Nelson rolling himself into possibly another win. He's got the Messier jersey. And now let's see. He's got a lot of spots in this break. 1 number for Weekend Warrior single. It's going to be the first one that we got, guys. So I only need a number from either Samuel, Travis, or Tom Kaz. 3 gentlemen fighting for 1 prize possession here. And if you guys are just tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, 11 o'clock on the dot, Chinmay.
I will say, we can push the show, obviously. We can keep going as long as you guys continue breaking. There are 4 to go in the Weekend Warrior double. So you want to get your names in the wheel spin again? We can definitely stick around for a little bit longer and make sure that break happens. And as I say that, there are now 2 spots to go in that Weekend Warrior double, so we'll definitely stick around for that break.
That will 1,000% stick around. Who won the Madonna and Hull hockey helmets? Robert Pratt says. So that was not during this show there, Robert. I'm assuming it was either in the midnight show or it was in the 6 p.m. show. So we can get that checked for you in just a little bit. Adam said, who's left in the Weekend Warrior? A lot of great ones, Adam, in the Weekend Warrior. We have the Taylor Swift album, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Brunson, Ray Bork. We have the Yadier Molina, Carlton Fisk, David Robinson, Jared Goff, the Shane Bieber worn cap, Kurt Warner, Jared Goff. Some great stuff there. LaDainian Tomlinson. We have the tri-signed Dallas Cowboys lid, the Baker Mayfield, Julius Irving, and Cody Rhodes. All still available. Big Mike, right on cue, said, sorry, just got back. Banger on that Oilers powder blue.
And I do have Aaron Neiman won the Madonna Hall helmet.
Very nice. Very nice. What am
in the After Dark show. It was in the UA After Dark show.
I'm probably going to end up doing a Chase Wheel spin here. I'm going to give this another 10 seconds. One of my favorite series that we've done here at UH, and we had funny enough, we actually had a very, very, very lickety-split 16-box exclusive hockey exclusive series. Mm-hmm. That's when Brett Hull came in the studio and he did that live break. That was very, very cool to have that happen.
Regular wheel spin, right? Not Chase wheel spin.
No, right for the single. Single.
Well, you said Chase. I was like,
oh,
what?
did I?
Yeah, I was like, what? We're already doing a Chase wheel spin? We will do a Chase wheel spin.
My mistake. Whoa, lost my voice there for a second. So it looks like the
but we will do another Weekend Warrior double. That's going to happen.
So there's some interdivision flirting going on here in the AFC North, as Adam Schefter's reporting this morning. Kevin Stefanski was interviewed yesterday for the Baltimore Ravens head coaching job.
Yeah.
And the Browns said, you know what? We're going to interview your former offensive coordinator. And Todd Monken, he's interviewing this morning for the Cleveland Browns head coaching job.
Interesting.
So very, very interesting indeed. I don't doubt that they're going to want an offensive mind there with Shedeur Sanders or whoever they decide to go with forward as their future quarterback. 21. It's going to be going in the Weekend Warrior. Do we have that available?
We should.
We do not.
Okay.
We do not. So it's going to be 22.
Yeah.
So it's going to be my number. So Mike said 25 is always good to me. Hopefully 22 is good to somebody coming up here in this Weekend Warrior single. You guys have been great to us, all 45 of you absolutely lovely life forms out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Chinmay and Rob, or Rob the Voice Hill, or Chinmay Day, as Doc Rivers has decided to coin us this morning. Thank you again, Doc, for that. 90 eyeballs on the screen. Manny Ramirez slab card. This is a Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, and Gary Peyton. 3 Hall of Famers, 3 of the greatest of the 90s and 2000s, all on one basketball. Noonan said 25 is what I was going to call. So watch it be Goff, LOL. That is what you call bad juju there, right, guy? I'm sure it won't be. We wouldn't do that to you. Ryan, if this is Jared Goff that comes out, I will cut the stream. I'll put it back in the box. I will put it back in the box for you, my friend. Let's see who we got. Sammy Nelson. He has the top 4 spots in this division. Then he has the middle and final one. Travis, you got the Cowboys, Cardinals, and Bulls. Tom Coz has got the Guardians, Thunders, and Chargers. I was going to say, if you want to have one spot, by the way, in this break, I think Travis and Tom are in a good spot. Because Travis has got the Cowboys and Cardinals, so the tri-signed authentic. Mm-hmm. The Yadier Molina lid, and then you got a Bulls. It's the Chicago Bulls, so it's going to be somebody good as a hidden gem. And then Tom's got 3 headliners. Shane Bieber, Chet Holmgren, and LaDainian Tomlinson. Good luck to you.
Bradley Williams saying he has trades for Taylor Swift. I think a lot of people have trades for Taylor Swift.
Watch 22 be the Taylor Swift.
We'll see if Swift is in the box.
If this is Taylor Swift in 22, I might have to bare knuckle box whoever put this series together, because that would be a little too cheese. And
it's probably not going to be Taylor Swift.
I don't think Taylor is in here. I'm going to go out on a whim and say that, but let's see what we do have here. Are we going to continue? Because we've had a headliner. Oh, no, not the Houston
The Oilers was not.
So 4 out of the 5 have been headliners. 4 out of the 5 have been headliners. Let's see. We can make this work. Awesome. Well, as we grab our evil instruments of torture over here. This is one of those guys that you love to have on your team, but you hated to see in the opposing dugout.
Very nice.
One of the greatest catchers in Major League Baseball history. It's Pudge. Carlton Fisk makes his way onto the winner's table. Boston Red Sox. Sammy Nelson, 6 out of the 8 spots. You get more spots, you get more wins. He bought 2 spots in the double. He got 1 out of the 2 in that last weekend Warrior double spot we had. And then he gets 6 out of the 8 Shinmei, and he gets himself, in my opinion, the second greatest offensive catcher of all time. Maybe third behind Mike Piazza and Johnny Bench. Regardless, first ballot Hall of Famer. This guy actually changed the landscape of free agency. Now, obviously, Curtis Flood did for a multitude of reasons back in the day with the St. Louis Cardinals. But Carlton Fisk was the first big free agent when he changed socks from red to white back in the day. So, absolutely awesome hit there for my guy, Sammy Nelson.
Very cool, very cool. And Sam's not done. He's in the next weekend Warrior too. So he could keep it going.
You know, I say this all the time. This is like a casino in a lot of ways. Shinmei and I are your hot dealers, Sammy.
Yeah.
Don't walk away. You know, sit around the table, let people bring you drinks, let people feed you grapes. Dude, great pull. No, this is fantastic, man. Awesome signature, too, by the way, for Carl. I know it's a little hard to see. I don't want to dip it too much on this. I know you got a lot of glare here, Sammy, but there you go. You can kind of see it off to the side there out of the glare. There you go. Very, very nice for Carlton Fisk. Get that right in there. So, you said that we were what? Yeah, we do have this weekend Warrior double. Perfect. I love how this, we've absolutely heated things up. We've definitely turned up the thermostat here in the room, without a doubt. Because I will be out. We didn't have a break until over an hour in, I believe.
Yeah.
And now we are definitely rocking and rolling. Yes, Polo, wife is a Swiftie. There you go, Bradley. Gonna need 2 numbers, by the way. The Warrior double number 3. Already on our third. Again, all of these weekend Warriors, guys, these are going to be put into one list. And my goodness, look at that. The Doc. Right on point. He's going with 11 and 23. 11 and 23. Now, we do have a bull spot. Could that be Michael Jordan? As a hidden gem. Maybe Michael Jordan's kids. Maybe.
There would a conversation would need to be had. What was the other box?
11 and 23. Come on, Rob. Let's pull some headliners for us. Doc.
He's been pulling.
I was going to say 4 out of 5 ain't bad. I didn't even score 80% on my spelling bee test back in my grade school days. So I would love to have an 80% GPA back in the day, but, you know, I will gladly take that here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room instead. I'm going to try to work my magic, though. I am 100% Irish, and I'm 80% lucky for you guys in this series. Let's crank those numbers up even higher. So going into this series, let's see, we have done 5 boxes, correct? So far in the Weekend Warrior. Yeah. So 25 and then 15. So we have 15 headliners, 25 boxes going into this break. Carlton?
No, 16.
Because we had 21
No, we had
headliners
20.
Yeah, so, you're correct. So only 4 headliners.
Yeah.
You are correct.
16 headliners left in the 25 boxes.
He said, heck yeah, brother, keep it going. Let's get Brad that Taylor Swift. Yeah, again, Taylor Swift has to be without a doubt the top. for value alone, that has got to be at the top of.
No, it'll be the
priorities.
Kelsey Speed Flex.
Kelsey Speed Flex.
And then the Golf Speed Flex.
Will you say would be probably worth more than the Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All the Speed Flexes and the Cowboys triple signed authentic will be worth more than the Taylor Swift record.
Okay, I could see that. Let's. I think the Swifties out there might come at you with pitchforks.
I've Googled it before.
Yeah.
And I'll look it up again.
Yeah, I'm curious. I actually don't. I really can't tell you. I would just assume.
It's in between like 600 to 800.
Oh wow. Okay, that's still not bad. not bad at all for this value in this series. Dustin Aaronson's got the top 2 spots in this weekend Warrior double. Samuel Nelson's looking for his 3rd win in this particular series. Mr. Terwilliger, good morning to you, my kind sir. The Doc has the Cowboys, Cardinals, and Bulls. Hey, see what you got here. You got yourself 2 potential headliner spots there, Doc. Michael Polis. Michael, he's got the Arizona Cardinals spot again, man.
Yeah.
He came back. He's got the KW. I'm just going to try my best, Mike. Kurt with the 2nd spot, and then Sammy Nelson with the 2nd spot as well. So guys in the series with a multitude of spots.
Yeah, I agree with Dustin as well. The basketball that's on the table right now would probably sell for more, too.
Yeah, the 3 Hall of Fame signatures.
Yeah.
2 of the best ever in Wade and Shaq Daddy. I would have to agree. All right, guys, box number 11. What is it going to bring us? Aha. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay. So we're going to be taking a dip into the... Now, I'm going to assume, because I just want to... I would like to confirm. Let's see. So this is going to end up going... When you're hot... You're hot. Mm-hmm. And nobody has a cure for this man right here. Samuel Nelson is going to continue his reign of terror with the Funko as a hidden gem. This is Robert Smith. This is a Robert Smith Funko with the cure. Very, very nice. Very nice Funko right there for Robert Smith.
Not a headliner.
Not a headliner at all. So if you're a fan of the cure, Samuel Nelson, today is your day. Very, very nice. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of The Cure in 2019, and Rolling Stone magazine ranked him as the 157th greatest singer of all time. There's a lot of people that have been on planet Earth, and if you're in the top 200 of greatest singers ever, you're doing something right.
You're in the top 500, you're doing something right.
I was going to, yeah, exactly. So Robert Smith I love the Funkos, man. Funkos are very
good. They're
very,
good.
very cool.
They're good.
So 3 wins, and now 6 breaks for Sammy Nelson and the Weekend Warriors. So he's won half of the items so far in this series.
Yeah. He's got Fisk and Messier, and now a nice little Funko Pop to go
That's
along
not
with it.
former Vikings running back Robert Smith. No, it is not. But maybe this is Robert Smith post-playing career for the Vikings.
I think my only novelty item that I like more than the Funkos are the Zambonis, the hockey Zambonis with the signatures.
I still haven't seen that, man.
I saw one with Brent Burns earlier this year with Dom. Dom pulled it out and was like, "We're selling Zambonis now," and he's like looking at it, and I was like, "Oh God, like, are we gonna have to flag this up the chain? Like, there's a mix up here," and he's like, "Oh no, it's Brent Burns on the Zamboni." I think there was a little figurine of Brent Burns too. But I say this because I was looking up the Madonna Hall helmet for these guys as to who won it, and I see Macklin Celebrini on the Zamboni was won in the After Dark show. So we do have the Zamboni, the little Zambonis to sign for people.
And wouldn't it be funny? And wouldn't it be funny if you manifested it here? Yeah, when he first started telling me about Zambonis, I'm like, what, do we take the show out to the parking lot? And we end up, we end up getting up in there, and how big of a Post-it note would you have to put on that for the write-up? That was my first thought. So we got ourselves a great musician hit there. That is our first music hit. I know, obviously, Taylor Swift was the one, obviously, for everybody to know, but Robert Smith of The Cure, very, very nice. Yep, and Jameel is dead on. This is not Travis Kelce. Unless Travis Kelce decided to switch sports. Oh, yeah. This is one of my all-time favorite guys. This is one of my all-time favorite guys. Right on cue. Thank you very much. Well, we've been sticking in the basketball theme today of a lot of 1990s players. Mm-hmm. And again, this player went by a lot of different nicknames. I prefer a lot of different types of coins. I prefer quarters, I prefer nickels, I prefer dimes. But at the end of the day, I'm a classic man, Chinmay. Give me penny. Give me Anthony Penny Hardaway.
That's a double up, actually, for
It is indeed.
For Sam.
And he has got the magic right now. Samuel Nelson has got the magic in him. He doubles up in the same spot. This is back-to-back hidden gems, and a hidden gem indeed this is. And Anthony Penny Hardaway, the former University of Memphis Tiger, in Penny Hardaway, the former first overall pick of the, so very, very nice hit there in Penny Hardaway. So a guy, one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history.
Yeah.
A guy that we do get here pretty often in the hidden gems. That's a really great hit.
So the bad news for everyone is that, Sam doubled up with the one spot. So we couldn't give out multiple spots. The good news is neither was a headliner. So now we're at 16 headliners still in, I believe, 23 boxes now in the Weekend Warrior. So the headliner ratios just got even better, even though it was a double up for Sam in the and more section. Which again, I mean, Penny Hardaway's in the and more section. That just tells you what the hidden gems are like in this series.
Yeah, and this hidden gem is staying out on the table. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Basketball bias maybe a little bit, but again,
got Penny and Shaq on the table on two different basketball.
Penny, Shaq, and D Wade, and all we're missing is Kobe, and he's got all of his Hall of Fame guards with him.
Well, Rob is trying to manifest Michael Jordan as a hidden gem, so we can hope for Kobe to come out.
Penny Hardaway, Michael Jordan. If you squint hard enough, if you really squint hard enough. So it looks like as of right now, I'm going to take you guys back to the break page real quick here. 11:17 is what we got. We do have to get ready for our 12 o'clock show. Obviously, don't touch that dial, guys. Don't touch that tablet, your phone, your laptop, whatever you might be tuning in on your PC. So what we got right now from what I'm looking at, Shipman, the Elton throwbacks have 7 to go in the double, 5 to go in the single. The Weekend Warrior, which has been blazing hot, that seems to be reset. We have one spot that's only been bought into for the quad. Have not done that yet today. One spot in the single. We have 2 spots left in the quad for the playoffs. Keep in mind, guys, that is the final box to buy into in that series. Jordan Love photoed headliner. And then we have 3 hidden gems with 3 playoff teams left, by the way. 3 playoff teams left to get yourself some big-time UA coin. Chargers, Packers, and Broncos. If any one of those teams that ends up landing on your item and you ride them out and they end up winning the Super Bowl, you can end up earning $1,000 in UA store credit, along with a lot of other stops along the way. The At the Rave mixer for the full-size authentic series. 7 to go in the single, 5 to go in the double, 4 to go in the quad, 7 to go in the multi-sport jersey. And the vault has been chewed into in a couple of different avenues. 6 to go in the single, 5 in the double, 5 in the quad. And then the minis are 7 to go as well. So with that being said, Rax says in all caps, baby, I got Rams winning it all.
Okay.
Don't show that to Bryce Young. Don't show that to Bryce Young. Might motivate him a little bit. But yeah, I would say the Rams are definitely one of the favorites to come out of the NFC. I know that Chin Man and I are going to talk about that a little bit more coming up on the 12 o'clock show. But first, we got this Chase wheel spin to go through.
It's a lengthy list.
As I always like to say, dude, CVS pharmacy receipt worthy. Let's see what we got here. We're going to go 7 times around. This is going to be everybody that participated in the Chase wheel spin this morning.
Which was the week. So every Weekend Warrior break, for people because people are new in the chat, so they don't necessarily know how this works. So before the show, we'll designate a break or a series as the Chase Wheelspin series, and every series or every break that happens in that series, those names, all the names, whether you won or not, all those names get thrown into a big list. And we'll randomize that entire list. And the top spot in that list gets a 1 to 100 wheel spin for UA store credit.
Yep. 1,000%. And we're actually 1 click away. 56 different combinations of names. We're 1 click away from figuring out who our 9 a.m. winner is. And that's going to be, who else? The rich keep getting richer. Samuel Nelson wins 4 items in the show. And now gets Chase Wheelspin money to keep going.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, I'm good with trading. I haven't done that on here. I would trade that penny if interested. So Sam and Robert both feel free, one of you guys drop your email, exchange that, and you guys can trade that IRL with one another. So it's basically how that's done. Chinmay talked about it earlier. This is a great spot for trading. Sammy, since you are in the chat, my friend, and you are the Chase Wheel Spin winner, let me know if you want me to spin this on the number 1 or if there is a specific number you want me to start on. As you know, whatever this lands on, this is going to be you winning whatever this lands on. Interesting.
Yeah, and you may wonder, there were only 4 breaks that happened, 8 spots a break. Why are there 56 names instead of 32? Well, if you're in the double, that list gets put in twice because 2 boxes were opened up. So the 3 doubles, those all had 16 names each instead of the traditional 8. So if you were in the double, you got your name put in there twice. So that went to 48 names plus the 8 in the single. Got us to 56.
Absolutely. I'll give this another couple of seconds, Sammy. If not, then I'm just going to spin this bad boy and then got our hits of the show. And then we will be on our way. So looks like that's what it's going to be here, Sam. I don't need to say good luck to you because the luck's been on your side already.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you're going to take these $47 for Samuel Nelson.
All right.
You're going to take that with you, I'm sure, into the 12 o'clock hour. So with that being said, Chinmay, we got 4 awesome hits on the table, 3 headliners, 1 hidden gem, all from the same series in the Weekend Warrior. Of course, I got to toss it to you, my man. Going from the bottom to the top, obviously, there's no such bad pick on the winners table. So what's your 4-1 list here?
I'm going to go Manny at 4, Penny at 3, Carlton Fisk at 2, and the Heat NBA Champs Ball at 1.
Ooh, okay. I like it. Sticking with the basketball theme here on top. I absolutely love it. I'm going to go with the Manny Ramirez slab at 4, the Penny Ball at 3, the Carlton Fisk at 2, and then, of course, the Tri-Sign Hall of Famers, Gary Peyton, Dwayne Wade, and Shaquille O'Neal at number 1. But, of course, that's 1B. The 1A is you lovely folks at home, the amazing customers here at Ultimate Autographs. You guys kept this on much longer than originally anticipated, which is what we want to have.
Which is good. We want that to happen.
We want to stay on as long as possible for you guys. We will keep breaking as long as the orders keep coming in, and we're hoping to immediately start breaking as soon as the 12 o'clock hour rolls around. So I know you guys are probably on all fours at home wondering, why haven't these guys given me my free weekend picks yet for the NFL wildcard weekend? Well, guess what? That's going to be coming up for you guys in the 12 o'clock show. Get those pre-fills in the Weekend Warriors. We still have a ton of headliners there. Close out that playoff mixer and the alts and throwbacks as well. 4 boxes in that. We are halfway to go in terms of boxes in that At the Ray full-size authentic series. And we have in the minis more than double-digit headliners left in there as well. So guys, for Chinmay, this is Rob. We'll be back in the same spot, different time.